Ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime. Please enjoy the show.
It's the corner where the treats at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you made it here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We got to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfare.
We are excited to announce this season, Chief Concerns is teaming up with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, to bring even more excitement to Chiefs football. Whether you're backing Mahomes to have over 4,500 passing yards, riding the over on Kelsey's 4.5 touchdowns, or picking weekly same-game parlays, FanDuel has you covered with easy-to-use features, fast payouts, and tons of ways to win. So download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today and make every snap count. And don't forget to tune into our weekly Chiefs same-game parlay show every week during the regular season. Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Monday Morning Tight End. I'm Marcus Dash. Right there is our guy, former Chiefs tight end, Jason Dunn. JD, how are you doing, brother?
What's going on, Marcus? What is going on, brother? I'm sitting over here. I'm doing well. Sitting over putting all this stuff together. But it's been a good preseason, seeing all these things out here. So it's a wonderful time. And I always talk about some of the things that's going on in my life. One of our good people and members of a family, my nephew Chad. I want y'all to put some prayers in for Chad. He's doing well, but continue to put a prayer for him. To keep going, getting stronger and stuff like that. He's been wanting to get back here on the thing, and so he's had a little setback, but he's doing all right now. So that's about it. Other than that, man, everything is fine. We get to go in here and talk about this list, talk about some of the guys we're going to keep, what this thing is going to look like. So I don't know, man. I'm excited, baby. I'm excited. What about you? What's going down?
I'm excited, man. This is the last. I was thinking about it. This is the last week where we won't have. This is the last week we'll only have 2 shows, right? Because we get into the season. We got our Monday, Wednesday, Friday post-game show. But this is the last week. This is kind of like the vacation week, really, right? You got going into Labor Day weekend. It's like vacation week, and then after that, we're all go, baby. It's green light from here on out. So yeah, yep. I'm excited, and prayers to Chad. I hope Chad is doing well. I've noticed I haven't seen him on the chat in a while. So yeah, I hope he's doing well. And of course we all love it. I'm seeing everybody sending good vibes Chad's way in the chat right now. Love that.
Everything. Absolutely. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much. I'm going to definitely send that to him so he can see it. So I'll go back down to go visit him, but he's doing fine, man. He's a trooper. He's a warrior, see some tough guys on the football field. Chad used to be on the football field, but when I'm talking about one of the toughest men I know, it is right there, my nephew, Chad Dunn, for sure. But with that being said, man, I'm going to say what's up to everybody here in the chat that's coming out here tonight, baby. Justin Blackwell, thank you so much. Andre Chanel, thank you all. I'm the Browns in here. G-Pick, General 51 is in the house. Bout time. What up, Bout time? Jason Tarbox, thank you so much. Jason, Andre Chanel, thank you as well. Justin Blackwell, thank you, sir. MJ is in here. Sasha is here. Thank you, Sasha. Sending good vibes Chad's way. Tony Black, Shinery. Congrats on the 100th episode. Appreciate it, my brother. Thank you so much. Linda Hunter, feel bueno, Chad. Thank you. Will, get strong, Chad. Thank you, Will. Let me see. Mike Brennan. JD got the whiteboard all cleaned up. It is. This sucker is ready to go. It's ripping and ready to go. I've been wanting to just put things on it. And I'm like, let me. And I was going to actually put my list up there, but I was just like, nah, you know what? I'm actually going to sit back and I'm going to wait, because I haven't, I want to get everything just right and in order. It's when I run everything down so y'all can kind of see it. So we ain't ready for the whiteboard until that first game comes out. And make Marcus, we have to have keys to victory. So that first Friday, okay, that keys to victory, not Friday, I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, that Wednesday show. So that Wednesday show, it's going to be action-packed day. We're going to have our normal Wednesday show. We're going to have your keys to victory. We're going to have Tasia coming on for the betting show, and we're in talks right now with a very special guest who might come on that Wednesday show. A guy, I'll give you a hint of the guy I'm talking to right now. He used to play for the Chargers and he used to play for the Chiefs. JD, you play with him, so I'll give you that hint. You can probably guess who that is. He's also a stud too.
Oh man, I know two guys immediately right off that. I'm thinking, well, four actually.
He was a defender. I don't know if that gives it away.
Okay, yeah, okay. All right, okay, my brother. All right.
I see one person in the chat has got it. There you go. But it hasn't confirmed yet, guys. So this is who we're talking to right now. So that's where the book's for that first Wednesday show. And JD, you were talking about keys to victory, and I seeing the blank board behind you. You're ready, baby. You are ready.
I'm ready. I'm about to get my brother a shout just to make sure he's gonna get on too, man. Like, yo, what's the deal? Come on, get on the show. So it should be a good one. I didn't know you reached out to him. That's good. That's good. He's a busy man. I know that joker's everywhere. So we give everybody Rich Cooper. Who else I say here? Stanley Mooney is in here. Smooth Warrior is in the house. Mike Burton. What's going on, Mike Burton? Omaha, Nebraska's present. Good. Present, sir. Deshaun Hammonds. Showtime, no doubt about it. Deshaun, my brother. Who else we got in here? Oh, man, we got a chat buzzing. Quick, Sparkle Sports Card down there. Good day, mate. Good to see you down there, Sparkle Sports Card. So remember, we're going to be putting out here so everybody can come on and talk to us, and give some questions or, your opinions on a few things as far as what we're discussing about we think is going to make the 53-man roster. And I guess we even talk about who's going to maybe supposedly practice squad. And look, Marcus, here's the thing, because we know when these cuts happen, they're going to be seeking other guys outside, other places as well. Like, okay, who the other teams put on their practice squad, or who did they, release? And so that's always another thing that comes up, and we got to be very cognizant of that as well. Nana Sherry is here. What's up, Nana Sherry? I already said Linda Hunter. Good to see you, Linda. Let me see. Gary Holland is here as well. So I think, man, it's the time that you're thinking when you get a guy in here, you immediately start playing all those different things. Matter of fact, I watched San Fran, and Sky Moore immediately came out there, boy. They put Sky Moore out there to play. And I'm just like, he's going to fit in real good. We got one other Chief, DeMarcus Robinson, out there as well. So San Fran's going to be a nice little team to kind of look at your old players, your old guys, doing their thing. So
his post-game press conference said a lot. What Sky Moore talked about it. I don't know if you got a chance to see his post-game presser. I saw a snippet that someone posted on Twitter, but it's essentially like that. He learned a lot in Kansas City. He'll do pretty much anything he's asked, whether it's playing running back, playing special teams, catching 2 or 3 balls. It doesn't matter. He'll do whatever it takes. He said. So I mean, it's the right mentality to have, right, going into a new situation.
No question. That's exactly how it should be. So, like I said, wishing him well. He's kind of getting his feet wet out there. So it's going to be a good system for him. But with the guys that's here right now, present, like I said, this is one of those times during the year, which is a hard time for a lot of guys because they're not going to be on that 53-man roster. So hopefully they do get a chance, maybe get on a practice squad, or if they're not here, find themselves somewhere else, Marcus. So we always pushing for those guys to get on, maybe at a different organization to show what they can do. This preseason showed a lot of talent, displayed a lot of guys that deserve to be in the NFL from what they put out there on the field. But for us, hey man, we're gonna root for you. That's what we're gonna do. 53-man roster. When you're out here, we're playing with the Chiefs. We are ready to see what you can do, and that means that the coaches, they have a lot of confidence in who these guys are. So we'll have to see, man. We'll have to see, Marcus. And I wonder how accurate my list is to what it's going to be for the Chiefs. So I want y'all to know, agree or disagree. I want to let y'all know. Okay, so y'all come make sure y'all talk to me. All right.
Yeah, and so far, I mean, I've seen people talk about so the cuts tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the deadline where every team has to be at that 53 threshold. So tomorrow, 4 p.m. So far, from what I've seen, the Chiefs have only cut 2 people: Hal Presley, receiver, number 13, and a Dalton Cooper, versatile offensive lineman. So far, that's all who've cut so far. So it seems like tomorrow is going to be the kind of the barrage of a lot of cuts for the Chiefs tomorrow. And then I'll have 16 guys will be able to come to the practice squad. But before we get to the list, JD, over the weekend, it was Saturday when trade happened. The Chiefs trade for our guy Derek Nottie coming back to fill in a need that some people say that we had a need as kind of having that plugger in the middle and bringing Derek Nottie back. Obviously, 3-time Super Bowl champ with the Chiefs. So he has the veteran presence. He knows Spags' system. What do you make of it? A lot of Chiefs Kingdom was kind of split on it. Some people were happy to have a guy who's a veteran back. Some people just said they would have preferred just to go with a younger guy, just to kind of develop someone new and fresh. What are your takes on the pros and cons of bringing back Derek Nottie to the room?
I mean, I'm sure people are split on it. I'm a little kind of on the fence with it too. And I'm just being, completely transparent. I think Derek Nottie did a good job when he was here. But I think what we were looking for was somebody else that was going to be able to come and move the needle. And I think it was one of the reasons they released him to begin with. But look, he's a guy that we know, the Super Bowl champ. Derek Nottie has been nothing but a consummate pro when he's been here. And I know, and maybe because he was hurt also too. He was a little banged up, which is man, it's devastating for a defensive tackle, especially when you got to push and all those things. So what was he dealing with? Was it what injury did he have? He had somebody I think it was his bicep, or was it tricep or something that he was dealing with? So I just know that, what it was, the injury in itself, if I don't remember, I knew it was kind of be hard as far as like disengaging and pushing and coming off. So he had somewhat a hard time. But, this could be another thing, bringing him back where he left the Chiefs, going somewhere, green pastures somewhere else. Maybe comes in, man, he gives us something. We know we our defensive tackles, Norman Lott got hurt. He's a little banged up, as a rookie. So they're still trying to get him worked into the rotation. How is he going to be involved with this? That position at defensive tackle is going to be kind of a question for us. We know Chris Jones is going to be there for sure. Mike Pennell, no doubt about it. Jerry Tillery, I think, is another guy that's going to be able to make it. I think Lovett has a good chance to do and come in and give us something as well. So I'll get into that position group, a little bit later. But I think Derek Nottie, what he brings is somebody who's familiar with obviously the scheme that we run, knows what to do when asked of it. And we need somebody. He's a powerful force to hold 2 guys. I'll tell you, that's one thing Derek Nottie did was, and I'm going to give him that credit, is because he would actually hold 2 guys up. All right. And I think what I wanted from Derek Nottie was always like, man, get a little bit more of that penetration. I want you to push the guys in the backfield. But what he did a solid job to let the linebackers flow. And I told you, any great defense starts with the defensive line. You got to have a great defensive line to win games and win championships. And so we got guys that do a good job. So we just had to see where Derek Nottie's going to fall in this whole thing, man. Hopefully he does an amazing job like he was a couple of years ago before he got the injury.
You're right. It was January 2024 triceps injury.
Triceps. Okay, that's what I thought. I knew it was something like either bicep or tricep, because I was just like, dang, God, that's hard for a defensive tackle. I know he was probably wincing every time you're like trying to push. It's almost ineffective at that point. You're just using your legs at that time. Now that's it. That's all you got is pretty much your legs. You can't really lock out like you want to. So.
Yeah, it was during the wild card game against the Dolphins during that frozen tundra game.
Okay.
But then, so a history of his, it's interesting, right? When you think of D-line, you don't really think about the arm usage, right? But I mean, that's a huge part of it, right? 2018, he had an elbow injury, and then 2024, he had, the triceps. So that, I mean, all in the same, mechanism, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, push, pull. But that's, I mean, shoot, all of that you need a D-line. Shoot, especially defensive tackle. If you're taking two guys, it's going to be a hard one. So.
Yeah, and I guess because one thing you kind of hit on it a little bit, talk about Derek Nottie, bringing him back, and it seems like the Chiefs, when in doubt, they'll bring back guys, right? And McCole Hardman, right? He didn't do anything with the Jets. We bring him back, he makes huge plays, the game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl, right? But I guess people undersell the familiarity aspect of a guy, right? And right, we could say, develop a young guy, right? But we have Omar Norman Lott. We have some young guys in that room, right? Jerry Taylor's new to the system, so and he's not old by any means. But I think people undersell the familiarity aspect of a system. And I know I've seen people say, "What do you mean familiarity? It's a defensive tackle. There's no all you're doing is attacking." I mean, there's nothing you have to really learn with that. But I mean, I think people just undersell the familiarity aspect that teams have in general with players, but especially the Chiefs. And we've seen, Pennell's a good example of that. Left, came back, right? Hardman, and we're talking about Nottie, and it's just that's something that I think a lot of people just kind of undersell a little bit. And I've seen that a lot over the last few days since we traded for Nottie again.
Well, I think it's I always talk about just relationships, okay, and how important it is, especially as far as like the team aspect that you have to have with the guy for him to trust you, you trust him, but familiarity is something that is absolutely vital, especially somebody like, well, look, I know his weaknesses, I know his strengths. I don't have to learn a new guy, coming in, like, what is he really, we don't know his attitude, what he's going to give you. Derek Nottie provides all of that for us because we already got the answers to it. We know what he's about, right? And so it's very important, especially in I would say probably the last team sport, that you have to have these relationships established. And so, I think Coach Cornell was talking about it. He was talking about you build this relationship with guys so they could come out there and come play for you. And when you have a guy that has been here before, like you said, McCole Hardman and Derek Nottie come back, plug and play. You already know it. Hey, Derek, you know what it is. We're giving the call. Derek's like, yeah, I got it. Sure. I know it, and he might, some of the young guys, right? Like a Norman Lott is still trying to figure it out or what to do. So that's why you bring in a guy like this, a veteran presence, as opposed to a Norman Lott. Now, okay, I'm going to say this too. All right. Now, we'll get into this a little bit more on the show. But I had to push back a little bit. And I said this on the Kingdom Cast a little bit about Norman Lott. And everybody was sitting there saying, well, Norman Lott is, he's a pass rusher. We don't need to bring him. Why are they putting extra weight on him to, get him to do a little bit, something different? And I'm just like, that's what you employ a guy to do. That's what a defensive tackle does. We're not just looking for a defensive tackle to come in on passing downs. He's got to do it all. Yeah, you didn't get to do it at Tennessee. They didn't figure it out as far as and there was a lot of guys rotating on the defensive line. And whatever their scheme was, they didn't want to use him. Well, you come here with the Chiefs, Spags are going to use you. Joe Cutler, he's going to use you because they see the potential that you got. So even if he puts on weight, they see he's a strong guy. He's got great hands. He got great quickness. So let him learn the things he needs to learn right now, the nuances of the position, so he can be effective later. And it'll come at some point, right? The light bulb will come on at some point. Give him time. It's the same thing with King Suma. We had to give him time to learn what he needs to do at this position. And it was the same thing talking about, King Felix, right? Oh, he's a bust, this and that. He was always a speed rusher. Go and look at his film. And you watch what he did at Kansas State. Go watch what he did. He wasn't just rushing the passes, being a speed rusher. He did that, but he also stopped the run. And he was very effective. So we've seen the potential. And sometimes that's what you got to go on is the potential of a guy to say, I could see you growing into something even more than this. Another example I can give you, Najee Johnson. Najee Johnson playing safety in college, right? He's got a lot of speed, very athletic. Put him at corner, does a pretty decent job, okay? Sometimes he had to still, figure out his feed, time, and all those different things. But you can see the progress and the growth that he has. Even to this year, he's like, okay, he's a different guy than he was last year. He's learned it. And so it's part of that development. And what I love about it is Spags and those guys don't give up on guys that easy. Okay. Oh, well, why was Scott here this long and why is Peter this? Because they see the potential in him. You know, somebody, well, we could have had Pickens. Well, Pickens, he ain't won a championship yet. He might catch 70 balls and it looks a dynamic catching the ball, but he could be a headache too. The maturity level wasn't there what we needed. Yeah, we didn't need that type of guy on the team. You could imagine him and I ain't gonna do that. I was gonna say something. I ain't gonna do that though. But that attitude wasn't gonna work here, for any of those guys. They got the guy that they wanted, and that's fine. Guess what? We won Super Bowls with the guys that we got here. Okay, good guys on the field and off the field. I think I made I made a statement talking about Ashton Gelati. Gelati, I said we got quality guys, not just guys, but also players. That's what the Chiefs covet. That's what teams need. Championship teams need quality guys to keep those guys together. And not saying other teams are not trying to do it, but they do things a different way. That's just reality. And guess what? It's been working for us. It has been working. We've been winning championships. We're going to the championship game, getting Lombardis. So hey man, keep doing what they're doing. Get the guys in here that is going to work hard. Is going to put on a hard hat and lunch pail, and they're going to go at it. So as long as they're doing that, we're going to be fine. You could go get talent, but like Coach Cornell said, talent don't always win you games. It doesn't. Cohesiveness and team play is what does it. So we can never forget that. I know we look at the individual, and you want individual play to stand out, but so sometimes that can be detrimental to the things you want to do. So,
and I also to add to what you're saying, it's like the people who were like mad about this Derek Nottie trade. It's like we traded a 7th round pick, right? And so it's like your 6th round pick, whatever it was, but like he's not going to be starting, right? And people are acting like, oh, we're getting Nottie back. He's going to start for us. Like, no, he's going to rotate. And it's a guy, and he's going to rotate with us, but like he's not starting. And people are acting like he's going to be the guy opposite next to Chris Jones. No, maybe for a game or two he might be, but like for the most part, this guy's going to be rotating in with these guys and keeping our guys fresh. And it's better to do that with a guy we know rather than some unknown who was unproven during preseason this year. Because obviously the team felt that what they saw from the defensive tackles during preseason was enough for them to be like, you know what, let's go get Derek Nottie, because what we saw this preseason wasn't enough for some of these guys that they may have hoped that could have been it. But obviously, I trust their coaching staff. I trust Joe Cole. I trust Spags. And if they feel that Derek Nottie is going to raise the level of play in that defensive tackle room, then I trust it 100% then.
Yeah. Shoot, the devil you know, baby. Shoot, devil you know. And we know what we're going to get out of him. So, it's going to be effort. And then, shoot, he probably happy we rescued him from over the Jets. He's like, woo, man, I'm glad y'all called me. I'll get up out of here. And look, I'm going to be honest. I think the Jets are going to do a great job. I like Aaron Glenn, played against him. That joker is something else. But I like him a lot. I think they're going to be a very good team. Look, and I'll even say this. I kid you not, man. They have a legit shot of winning their division.
The Jets have a legit shot of winning the. Interesting. That's a take there.
Yep, it's a take right there. They're going to be right there.
What's your ultimate X factor? Just having Glenn a new voice there.
Yes, and talent. They got talent all over the place. They're a very talented team. If they can unlock Justin Fields, I'm telling you, man, that he is a weapon. He's a guy. If I'm an owner, or a guy that the GM, I'm taking a chance. I'm like, look, bring this guy in. hey, man, we're going to let you develop. We're going to let you do it. And sometimes, that route that he takes to get to where he is now was probably necessary. It was needed. You get up in Chicago, you ain't really surrounded by guys that got you running around doing what you have to do. Now you got a little bit more help. You got receivers, you got a running back, you got an all-line, got a good defense. So they legit this year. And I'm watching, I'm like, okay. And Aaron Glenn coaching them too, he gonna get them right. Trust me. He's bringing all of that. Look, Detroit, Aaron Glenn was like that type of dude before he got to Detroit coaching and whatnot, man. So I'm a huge fan of Aaron Glenn, huge fan. So sometimes you need the right guy. I think that sometimes you need the right guy. So I think he's the right one. I like saying, but go ahead.
You know, to say that week 1 game, the NFL schedule makers really did themselves in with Jets in Pittsburgh, and obviously Rodgers playing against the Jets, Fields playing against the Steelers, and then just the Rodgers, Aaron Glenn kind of drama that happened this offseason, right? Where they made him come in to tell him they were gonna get rid of him. They didn't want to bring him back. I mean, there's definitely some bad blood between the two there, between Rodgers and Aaron Glenn. So that'll be a very interesting, dramatic game.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers brings drama with him everywhere he goes. I love him. So, look, Jazzy Jeff, JD, I respect his speech on Sky more, but the poor kid couldn't catch a cold in Alaska if he was butt naked and soaking wet. That is just not true. It's funny. It's not true, Jeff. Okay. Hopefully he's got a new lease on his career out there in San Fran. He caught a couple balls out there. And they threw him and thrusted him into the punt return. So I'm pulling for him. I hope he does. I hope he comes, and I'm talking about blow the doors off everybody. I want to see him. I want to see him do it, man. So
he did drop his first pass during that game on whatever Saturday, and that was something that made all over Twitter, Chief fans, 49er fans, everyone was kind of continuing to pick up the kid. But he had a pretty good game in the end. After he had 3 catches.
Hey, man, it's like, hey, man, shake yourself off. It's all right. We're going to keep throwing it to you. Sometimes you got to do that. We're going to keep throwing it to you. So we're going to do it.
Quite frankly, to put it in real people's terms, the guy literally just got there on Wednesday, and he's playing the game on Saturday, learning a whole new system. It's like, imagine, if somebody gets a new office job, right? Like, you're for 2 weeks, you're training with someone before they actually let you off on your own. They literally let this guy off on his own 2 days after getting signed or being traded to the 49ers and having to learn his playbook. So, like, we talk about, thinking before you actually do. I mean, and I'm sure his mind was just going a million miles an hour because all these plays he just learned, and he had to go out there on Saturday and run an offense where he just got there. So, it's tough. It's tough to do. And I think people just undersell, just catch a ball. Well, dude, he's thinking about a million different things: where to line up, what route am I running, what the hell am I doing? I mean, it's just a line. I think it's just unfair for people that's dog players who just get traded and have to play in the game 2 days later.
Hey, man. Look, he'll survive out there. He'll do what he needs to do. So, like I said, man, we're pushing for it. I mean, people gonna dog regardless. I mean, that's just part of it, right? That's just some folks. That's some folks. So, I don't listen to them jokers, man. Somebody gonna always have something. What's that?
Yeah.
Chocolate Star Kiss. There it is. Had to get it out. Chocolate Star Kiss. So.
Like somebody actually asked in the comments, did Jay just say a chocolate star kiss? And I was like, oh yeah, we learned that one from one of our valued subscribers.
Yeah.
Was that Witchy? I think Witchy was the one who would drop that one in the other chat.
I think so. I don't know who it was, but yeah.
It's a good one. It's a good one. All right, so with tonight's episode, JD's obviously going to go over everyone's been waiting for the list. We finally have his list. So Jay's going to go over one position group. I'm going to give him the full screen so you guys can see the whole Welcome to the Dungeon Keys to Victory backdrop. And he's going to go over his first position group. Then I'll come back on, we'll talk about it. And then he'll go to his next position group and so on. So that's how we'll do tonight. So without further ado, let's get down to the brass tacks here. JD's 53-man prediction going into tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay. So what Marcus, when I go over a position, I want you to come back in and think what you think about it. We'll talk about those guys, and then we'll kind of move on from there. Sound good?
Cool. Let's do it.
All right, so let's go ahead and start with the wide receivers then. Okay, let's go on and get those guys up out of the way. Okay, look, the wide receiver group is dynamic this year. We understand that they're a very fast receiving group. We got nothing but wheels, rollers all over the place. Obviously, we got the Texas Roadrunner that's being here. We got the guy, Rashid Rice, that can catch anything, play any position, inside, outside. I see him playing outside a little bit more this year, which I want to see more of. He's been an absolute beast there in, of course, at slot. But I think we give Hollywood Brown that position a little bit more. That's going to be what he does. X and Rashid on the outside, Hollywood Brown right there playing slot. Hollywood Brown can play all the positions, but I would prefer him probably playing a little bit more on the slot. Get him out there opening space. He'll beat the safeties, beat the linebackers. He knows how to find spots in the middle. He does a good job running routes. Then we're talking about obviously the old veteran. Okay, we call him the Shaolin monk is what I want to call him. That's Juju Smith-Schuster, baby. Juju. Look, Juju has it all. He has the cachet. He has the years. He's doing an amazing job since he's been into the NFL. Okay. Injuries kind of slowed him down, but now he's embraced his new role. He knows exactly who he is, and the Chiefs know exactly who he is. So Juju Smith-Schuster is another guy that we're going to have. Then we got the young whippersnapper that's coming in, Mr. Royals. Okay. Royal guy, Mr. Jalen Royals. Look, he's a guy that can do it all. Fits into our scheme really well. He's retained the information that's needed to play in the NFL, and he with the talent to boot. Jalen Royals has been phenomenal this entire preseason. He's ready to roll. So if Rashid Rice gets that, whatever it's going to be, suspension, not be a suspension, those we're up in limbo with that thing. We don't quite know what it's going to be. Guess what? We got a guy in waiting in Jalen Royals. We're not going to miss a beat with that at all. And that's not taking anything from Rashid Rice, but Jalen Royals is an absolute animal. So I love Jalen Royals. He's a good kid. You see he's got a lot of personality to him. So Mr. Royals, welcome to the team on a 53-man roster. Now, a guy that we sit there and we talked about making plays. And this has been one of those coming back, showing another team what you can do because it didn't work out for your first team. My guy, Tyquan Thornton. Tyquan Thornton, I think, makes the 53-man roster. There's no way you could keep him off of it. I would be shocked. I think I'll probably lay out here on my floor and Tyquan Thornton doesn't make it. Somebody might have to call in to come get me, call my wife, tell him to come get Jason up out the basement. He don't quite know what's going on. That's where I would be if we don't get Tyquan Thornton on our roster. It's going to be tough not to. He's making plays. He's speedy. Somebody said, well, he looks like an MVS. Perfect. We paid MVS $100 million to get here. Not that much, but I'm just, being funny. Okay. But hey, Tyquan Thornton's here. We got him. And he can catch the football. And he's a speedster. And he can, go the deep ball. And he runs great routes. So I love Tyquan Thornton making the group. Another guy out here, when I seen him out there training camp, I told him, you are here. You have made it. You make this role yours. And obviously, what we're talking about is that special teams. Special teams all about field position. That's what it's about. And you need a weapon that's going to be able to return the football. Well, who's a better weapon than we've seen in the past, last year to where he is now, than Nico Remigio? Okay? I think Nico Remigio absolutely makes the 53-man roster. So right now, what I'm sitting there looking at, that's Rashid Rice, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, Juju Smith-Schuster, Jalen Royals, Tyquan Thornton, and Nico Remigio. So that's 7. I think we carry 7 wide receivers. To me, I think that's what you have to do. You got too many dynamic players, especially at the position, that you got to keep all of them. Okay? If you put one of these dudes on practice squad and you try, it ain't going to happen. Somebody's going to swoop those guys up. And so for me, I think what you do is you protect the guys that you got. Because here's the thing you can do, okay? I'm just now thinking of this. If you decide You can carry 7, and then all of a sudden, let's say Rashid Rice doesn't come. Well, you just still have 6 guys that can operate. You can still operate within that 6 and decide to put somebody else on that 53-man roster. I love this about this group. They're very fast. We got it tight, but we also got some bigger bodies in there that can play some ball. This is what I love. We've seen the back shoulder throws to Rashid Rice, Tyquan Thornton. We threw some to Brownlee. Look, I think Brownlee's the guy that we might try to put on the practice squad. He's got to be here for us. I love everything he does. So we'll see about that. But my wide receiver group, I got 7 on that position. All right. Now let's go to the running backs. Okay. Running backs. Oh my goodness. So up there at camp, when I'm watching these guys come off the practice field, I'm watching 10 walk up. And I'm just like, man, this joker look like he's a little bit bigger than he was last year. And he is all beefy. He's got the whole, New Jersey attitude to him. And, he's talking to people. So I'm just like, man, I got to run and holler at Pacheco. So immediately go up Pacheco. Yo, what's up, man? Jason Dunn, former Chiefs player. I said, but I played in Philly. Oh, okay. I said, man, matter of fact, I lived in Jersey. Where I lived in Jersey wasn't too far from where he grew up in Vineland. And so, of course, we talking about it on 55 highway, all these different things. And I said, look, my brothers want to put me on to you when you was coming out. He said, oh, say less. And so we start talking and chopping it up. But I said, man, look, you look like you done beefed up. You got the muscle on you. I said, look, you felt what it was when you didn't have that size. Now you got nothing for muscle right now. Okay. And so you look good. You look fast. You are ready. Having the muscle put on is going to save you from some of those hits. It's going to make you a lot tougher. Packing on 10 pounds of muscle or 5 or whatever it is, he is a lot bigger now. And the way he's been playing in all season, that joker looks phenomenal. I like Isaiah Pacheco this year. And I think in his mind too, is like, man, everybody's been selling me out. I don't quite know because I've been getting hurt. But man, he's Jersey all day, man. He's not gonna die. If y'all know anything about Jersey, they talk about there used to be like the garbage capital of the world, for New York. Okay, they got a toughness about them. Jersey Shore, all those different things. He's Jersey. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stop right here because I did say Marcus. I told Marcus I wanted to stop every position and kind of talk about it a little bit. So Marcus, I'm gonna backtrack. I'm gonna go back to the wide receivers first, okay? And then we'll get back running down the running back. So come on in, man. What do you think about my list as far as the wide receivers doing at 7?
I'm seeing everybody in the chat was saying 100% they agree with you on it, and this is one I have no. I think we've kind of the last few weeks kind of read between the lines on what was going to happen with the wide receiver room, but yeah, 100%, 7 out of 7, a 5-star list so far with this. Yeah, I mean, Rice, Hollywood, Xavier, Juju, Royals, Tyquan, and Nico. I mean that is the list. And I think that Nico's special teams kind of sealed the deal for him weeks ago. And I do agree. I think Brownlee's going to be one that we can hopefully try to get back to the practice squad. I think he and then Jimmy Holiday and Badge are probably going to be the ones fighting for that spot as far as the 2 receivers who get there. I mean, they may keep 3 receivers. I don't know. But as far as I think Brownlee leads the list there. So, yeah, I'm with you on that.
I tell you, Jimmy Holiday looked great too. He kept showing up in practice. I kept saying this. I was telling my grandson, I'm like, who's such and such? Jimmy Holiday. He make another play. Man, who's that again? Jimmy Holiday. I'm like, well, dang on, he's showing out today. That's what he's doing. So Brownlee and Jimmy Holiday, these guys, they're hungry too. You can tell that they're ballers. Man, they fit well with what we do. And they just was able to make plays. So don't sleep on Jimmy Holiday at all. He was making some really good plays, man, out there in practice. And that day I told you that it seemed like the DBs was winning. Jimmy Holiday was really the only one wide receiver wise that was giving everybody else the business. Him and Royals and Jalen was doing it. So, okay.
Yeah, and Jimmy in that last preseason game, we talked about guys who like really put on like that last game, that last showcase. It was Brownlee, Nico, and Holiday. Those are 3 guys that really put on in that last game. Obviously, Tyquan Thornton did his thing, but he was already at lock. But I'll say as far as the guys who were like maybe fringe, Brownlee, Holiday, and Nico all really put their stuff out there. And Holiday not only did it receiving the ball, but he did special teams wise, going down there making tackles and whatnot. So yeah, I think Holiday will be a practice squad guy for sure. But yeah, Rice, Hollywood, Xavier, Juju Royals, Taekwon, and Nico, man, it's a one heck of a list there. I think someone in the comments earlier called it the Kansas Speedway, our wide receiver group, the Kansas Speedway. But yeah, I love what I see. It's a mix of speed. Well, it's a lot of speed, but then you have, guys like Juju Royals and Rashee Rice who can, be your possession guys. And even Nico, if he has to come in and play some spot receiver duties. I mean, he's proved that he can be a nice slot possession guy. So yeah, love the list.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you, my brother. All right. So we're going to go back to the running backs again. Okay. This talked about Pacheco. We seen how he did, man. When that joker hit that the pad on the side, I'm like, oh my gosh, he just pops up like a Pop-Tart, like he wasn't affected by it. I'm just like, did he hurt his neck? Hey, but he's a tough cookie. He's gonna be tough this year, and he's gonna make it known. Hey, look, I'm a 3-down back. That's who I am. I could catch the ball, I could run, and I'm gonna get some blocks. So he wants to be that guy. He wants to be the bell cow. But the thing is, it's hard to do when you got a guy named Kareem Hunt. It's hard to do when you got the short yardage. I ain't gonna call him a demon. The short yardage dragon, the guy coming from our way up there in the north of Ohio, and they bring them tough up there. They do. Kareem Hunt came here last year. I always talk about when we got Kareem Hunt, we got him off the couch. We did. He still had like little Cheetos and stuff around there. He's brushing himself off as soon as, Pacheco got hurt. Carson still was trying to run hard. It wasn't really happening. He was, had a couple of fumbles. So he knew it was a challenge for a running back room. And he made a phone call. And guess what? They picked up. We got Kareem Hunt back here. Kareem Hunt is in great shape. He still doing his thing. In preseason, he looked very good. Kareem Hunt is one of those guys, as y'all know, he only gets better the more that you run the ball with him. That's who he is. And so I don't want us to put him on the back burner. Kareem Hunt needs and deserves carries in our offense. And I said this, as dynamic as our wide receiver group is, okay, as fast as they are, and as great of some receivers that they have displayed, our running back room is just as powerful. And I've seen, bring in Brees Hall and all these different guys and stuff. I'm like, why? Why you want to bring these dudes in? For what? And I know they got a lot of talent, but we got Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt. That 1-2 punch is deadly. It is. And so I don't want us to get away from what we actually have in the room, what we have in the building. These guys deserve to be there. They need to run the ball. Everybody's looking for a home run hitter. That's what we're looking for. Well, Pacheco, he can fit that role. Kareem Hunt, he's the short yardage guru. He can do all those different things. So why are we going looking for somewhere else? We got the guys that we need. And so let's make no mistake about it. Kareem Hunt is that guy. We need 1 or 2 yards, he'll get it. If we need half an inch, he'll get that too. We need 4, he'll get 5. He's masterful in doing those things. He's masterful at running short yardage. So Kareem Hunt is the perfect complement to Isaiah Pacheco. We know that. Now, this might be something people might be a little bit shocked by, but this is where I'm going, okay? And I could be wrong, but I see a position for this guy. And they talking about a guy that can go hit his head on the goalpost, has got speed and whatnot. I think Elijah Mitchell might be there on the roster on the 53-man. And look, I could be wrong. I don't mind. I can admit to being wrong. I can. You know what I mean? Hey, I don't get them all right. I don't. All I'm saying is I love his talent. He was very quiet preseason, but every time he got the ball in those games, he did something with it. He did. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean that he's carved himself a position on this roster? I don't know. What he has to show is, can he play special teams? Does he take a kind of a back seat and say, you got to be out here to cover, punt, kickoff, all those different things? Are you willing to do the double duty, the hard stuff? Or have you gotten the reputation, and because you've been a starter in this league and peaked, do you just shake your head at Dave Tubb like, nah, I ain't doing that? If that's what it is, he's not going to be on here. And I don't know. And that's what the thing. He's kind of like an enigma, because you don't hear too much on him. I don't hear he'll come in and talk about, his personality. I don't see too much of it. So I wonder about it. But I do know that sucker could run the daggone football. He's a baller. He's had some injuries in the past, but he still got it. He got that to him. Okay. Now, other guy on here, we watched in the last preseason game. He's one of the fastest running backs that came out in this draft. We knew that he could catch the football. What he has to show is patience as a runner. This is almost like what Pacheco was with his first year after he came from Rutgers. It was understanding how the whole breeze, the tempo of everything, how to find the holes, how to get the cutbacks. You got to be able to read what guys are doing without blocking for you. And so the preseason, he's kind of run behind guys, and he was kind of putting his head down. He's got to get in a rhythm. And it's something he's going to learn with, obviously, these guys in front of him. And that's what I'm talking about. Isaiah Pacheco, Kareem Hunt, and Elijah Steele, he's going to learn a lot from those guys, to the point where once he learns, he'll be able to, he's going to take over. He's going to take off. And he's a guy that can do it all. And that's Brashard. We know who Brashard is. Brashard Smith has shown he can catch the ball and do everything you ask him to do. And played with the first team, didn't shirk away. Dropped the one, came back, caught the other one. We could do everything with him. We can. He's a fun guy. Andy and those guys are sitting there looking like we need to drop at least 5 to 8 plays just for him. Just for him. It's almost like we did with Xavier last year. Now we don't necessarily have to have Xavier. We'll bring Brashard Smith in to do those things. Because when you have 2 weapons in that can do that, then you got stretch the defense. That's what happens, okay? So Brashard Smith is a guy I think makes the squad. So for me, that's the 4 running backs I have. I think they're going to carry 4, and we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. So, Marcus, go ahead and come on in, brother. What do you think?
Again, top-notch list there. So you have Pacheco, Hunt, Brashard Smith, and Elijah Mitchell, or whatever, however that order you have it there. Yeah, I think the only thing that, what a lot of people are saying, a lot of people think that Elijah Mitchell's not going to make the team. But I think I'm with you. Pacheco, Hunt, Brashard Smith, while we are excited about him and his long-term development of what he can be, this year, Brashard Smith is not a guy to be trusted. Let's say Pacheco or Hunt go down. Elijah Mitchell's actually been a guy who's been he was the mainstay in the San Francisco 49ers offense when CMC was gone a couple of years ago. Then he got hurt. So like Elijah Mitchell would be that guy to take the totes if either Pacheco or Hunt go down. Brashard Smith's not going to be the guy to handle those duties, and I don't think the Chiefs want him to be that guy as of right now, at least.
No.
So yeah, Mitchell has to make the team. So I think he has to be the third running back there.
He's a capable guy that comes in, and he could go hit his head on the goalpost. And you could tell how he was running the ball. He looked good. He looked really good. And so you make a valid point is if either one of these guys go down, who's going to be the other dude? Like I said, I don't think Brashard Smith has learned that part of it yet. Okay. And it's totally different than it is college. I just want y'all to understand this. Look, and I watched a little bit. So when I had the chance to kind of weekend start looking at some of the running backs, that's the same thing. The dude up there with the Raiders, okay? They're going to try to give him some toes, but you ain't going to do what you did in college just off the bat. It's not, okay? There's certain guys that can do that have that about them. It's going to take him some time, and they're going to be keying on him. And I remember they gave him the ball, and he was getting mollywop, whop. I was like, whoa, okay. It ain't gonna be easy, young fella. It's just not. So an older guy who understands that, and then we're looking to go get older guys other places, Marcus. I'm like, why are you doing that? You got Elijah Mitchell here. You gonna go get somebody else? No, we don't need to do that. We got the guys. They already in the room.
What do you make of that report, Rex? That was Diana Rossini, a longtime NFL insider, who said the Chiefs are one of the teams making calls around the league about running back. I mean, I know last year around this time, right, we didn't have Kareem Hunt, but we made the call. It was around this time where we actually picked up Samaje Perine. Broncos cut him. We pick him up. You know, you talked about some of, you know, when looking around the league, Brett Veach in the front office is looking around the league to see which guys are cut. And this is around the time we picked up Samaje Perine. Later on in the season, we pick up Kareem Hunt when Pacheco goes down. But I don't know where she got that news. But if we're looking at our list right now, the four guys, man, I don't see it. I don't see a need for it at all.
I don't either. And what we do know is, you know, Rashard Smith, he's a guy that plays special teams. You have him doing everything. And so I don't think he shies away from that role at all. So he'll provide that. So Elijah Mitchell, you might have to throw him in for a couple of burns just to see what he can do. So I like this group. I do. I really like this running back group. And I don't know where it came from, the rumor wise. From my knowledge, I haven't heard anything. I'm just like, what with Breece Hall? Yeah, I got question marks like, okay. I'm like, somebody asked me. So there it is. Now, okay. So let me go to QBs. Okay, it's real simple. QBs, Patrick Mahomes, Gardner Minshew. I don't have to talk much about these two guys. I think third quarterback for sure is going to be our guy, Chris Oladuku. Oladuku. I call him Oladuku. Oli, whatever you want to call him. He looked good in preseason. I think Zappy Bailey he's going to be out. Man, he'll top him. I thought he was going to come in, and he looked good, man. He was up, last year. He gave him something. But I don't know if it's the offense or whatever it is, but I think Chris is going to provide like that third guy, right? I think it's what it's going to be. Okay. So I'm going to move on from quarterbacks. I think it's pretty simple for them. I don't really need to visit that as much, but I'm going to go straight to our tight ends. That's what I'm going to do. Tight ends, my position, jack of all trades, master of many. These are who these guys are. And what we've seen, we don't know. Okay, we keep saying we don't know. All right. But it depends on how this season goes. This could be the last dance, last time we see Travis Kelce. If we win it all, I think that's a possibility. I think it's a high probability that happens. Now, with that being said, Travis is still one of the top 5 tight ends as far as what he does, catches and stuff like that. They got some young guys out of here. I'm not taking anything away from him, but when we say set the standard, what that is going to be, that's still Travis Kelce. Matter of fact, I seen somebody's listing. Somebody didn't even have Travis Kelce top 10 tight end. And I'm like, what is this dude smoking? What is he on? And I think and that's just one of those things that somebody was just hating to keep a Kansas City Chief off the list. And I'm like, how you not put Travis Kelce as top 10? Just as a default, you got to do that, okay? Even if you don't like the guy, how do you go past him? And you go get 10 other jokers before him. So he's crazy. Next guy in line, we know Noah Gray. Noah Gray is going to be our number 2. Guy that does it all. I call him, he's a toolbox 2.0. Noah Gray catches the football. He blocks, does a great job and everything, special teams wise. Noah Gray is our proverbial JD, if you will. When I talked to him, we had a great conversation about it. And I said, Noah, I just love your game, everything you do. He doesn't complain about anything. He comes out there, he makes plays. Everybody loves him. He's a solid dude. We know he is tight end number 2. Now, tight end number 3, here's the question. Who is going to be tight end number 3? Well, I think my money is going to be on Robert Tonyan. He's tight end number 3. Now, what Robert Tonyan has shown is that he's back. He is without a doubt a starting tight end in this league. If he's not behind Noah Gray and Travis Kelce, Robert Tonyan could be on another team starting. There's no question about it. He looks good. He's running great routes. He's catching the football. He's going out there blasting dudes in the run game. Didn't start playing until the last bit, okay? Like third and fourth quarter, I said, Robert Tonyan's out there. What's Robert out there doing, right? He got the later reps. But I think what they wanted to do is see what Jared Wiley was going to do. Now, Jared Wiley catches the football really well, okay? He's a long guy, got great hands. I still think he's a little slow by the injury he had last year. It just seems like that burst isn't quite there when he first got in, okay, what we've seen in college. And it may take him a little time to kind of get there, okay? But I think it's going to be the four guys. I think we carry 4 tight ends. 13 personnel kills teams. It will absolutely devastate teams. We got 3 guys, 4 that can do it if we wanted to do it. So I think Robert Tonyan might do a much better job blocking than Jared Wiley. I think that's why he gets the nod, okay? Knowing going through the battle and adversity he had to deal with from the injuries just gives him a whole different, perspective and grit to him that the tight end room has welcomed in. So I think the 4 guys for tight end is going to be Travis Kelce, Noah Gray, Jared Wiley, and Robert Tonyan. And you could, how you piece it, I said Tonyan's number 3. So what do you think, Marcus? Okay. And Travis, of course, Patrick Mahomes and Gardner Minshew, but what do you think?
Love the list. Again, I'm with you. So just back on the quarterbacks, you have us keeping 3 quarterbacks or 2 quarterbacks?
I think Chris is going to be practice squad.
Okay.
I think it's what it's going to be. Okay.
Yeah.
If we lose, I ain't even going to say that. Yeah. Two quarterbacks is going to be Patrick Mahomes and Gardner Minshew. Yeah. If something out of the blue ever happens, we can throw Travis Kelce back there. We'll find somebody else who could hand the ball off, get some balls, and that's what we'll do. Okay.
Yeah.
We run a couple of screens and whatnot. I think we'll be all right. But I guarantee A7 could play that position.
Oh yeah.
Okay? If you needed him to carry the team.
Hey, Jimmy Holiday was a high school quarterback too. He was recruited to play Tennessee as a quarterback as well.
Hey.
But your tight ends list, yeah, Robert Tonyan was the story of preseason. I don't think there was a better story than that in the NFL, really. I know the media talks about that one guy, Shedeur Sanders, is the only story that happened this year. But as far as a feel-good story, the Robert Tonyan story was probably the best when a guy who took a year off because of a back injury and came back and is making the team. He's going to be the 3rd tight end on a team where we weren't even talking about him that much. I mean, we liked him. We were like, oh man, if he can stay healthy, that's the big if though, right? He comes in, he's lost some weight. He looks like, he looks like even lighter than he was 5 years ago. And he looks quick out there, hurdling dudes. Just a great overall story. He's going to be our tight end 3. We talked about Jake Brinstool being a guy. He never actually, he couldn't get healthy throughout the entire time. But then Wiley is the 4th guy as he's recovered from his injury from last year. But yeah, 4 tight ends. I mean, probably the best tight end group in the league. And you talk about Kelce, Gray, and Tonyan, man. That's a really nasty 13 personnel. We saw a little bit of that last week against the Bears when those 3 were in there together. But yeah. I can't wait to see these guys play together because it's a lot of talent in that room.
It is, and that's saying something. There's some really good tight end talent out there, rooms-wise, right? I was looking at the Vegas Raiders, really good tight end room. But the number 1 is Chiefs, hands down. Like I told Tom that. I was like, Tom, y'all the best in the NFL. There's no question about it. Pure and simple. So, yeah. All right.
So A+ list so far. You and I are spot on with everything so far. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Minds think alike. So let's go to offensive line. Okay. Offensive line, baby. All right. Look, we know we got a lockdown left tackle. We've been waiting for this to happen. And we waited. And we looked and we watched what was going on in the draft. It was kind of a little hush-hush, a little quiet. It's like, hey, look, don't let everybody know what you're thinking about doing. Hopefully nobody grabs him. And what we got is a generational talent. We got our franchise left tackle in Josh Simmons. I said he's the best tackle in the draft. What he has shown is everything while we got him. It is his athletic ability. It is his power. It is his speed. It is his ferocity. It is his nastiness. He's punching everybody in the mouth. Ashton Gelati and all those getting in the fight. He getting in a fight with everybody. You know, I think he tightened Ashton up. Ashton's like, hey, it ain't gonna happen no more. And then Ashton's over kicking tail on the other side of it. And I love these young guys because they're fighters. They're warriors. Well, we got us one. Josh Simmons. Man, I'm telling you, man, we got the steal of the draft. I'm telling you right now with this guy. So they could bring everybody else who they talking about. Our guy, Josh Simmons, is a lock. We know that, no question. So we had a little issue. Left guard. Oh, what's going to happen? Oh, who's going to be the guy left guard? And so what we seen was underwhelming. It was a little bit of some questions here. Oh, Kingsley Sumatai. I think I said it right. If I didn't, I think it's like 6 syllables, 8 syllables. King Suma is what I call him. Marcus does a much better job with his pronunciations than I do, and I need to get it right. I'm not being disrespectful at all. All right. Big Oos. Okay. For all the ones that know Oos. I know Oos. Okay. That's mean brother. Okay. That's what that means. Our brother right there playing left guard, King Suma, has locked it down. And all I said, and I want people to understand this, I was like, he just needs to be a little bit more aggressive. He needs be a little bit more stout in the things he's doing. It helps his feet out. It takes the guesswork out of what a guy's going to do. When you punch him in his mouth, he can't move around you. Sumata Aiya. Okay, G-Pick. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. So I think I got it down. But King Suma playing this last game, what I said, he needed rest. He needs reps. He needed gain shape. Well, what do you mean, Jason? He's out of shape. What do you mean? I'm saying he needed game speed. He needed game reps. That's what he needed to get better. Hey, when I talked to Romeo Cornell, Romeo said the same thing. The guys need reps. We know, especially in preseason where guys are not hitting a lot out to practice, you only got so many padded practices. The one position that you hate, that you hurt the most, is offensive linemen. You hurt those guys. Why? Because they can't hit guys like they want to. You can't really go full speed like you need to. And so sometimes you don't develop that stoutness. You try to get your technique down, but when a guy's only going a certain amount of speed, you're giving up because you have to, because we're looking out for you, then you can regress. And that's what we saw. But this last game, somebody said, hey, man, why don't you just be aggressive at the sack field? You're not out there on the island at left tackle, okay? You got a certain area that you can attack a dude and fight him there. So instead of retreating and trying to catch a guy, fight him right there on the line of scrimmage. You go get him. Take the fight to him. And he's seen that. And he started getting a little bit more reps. He started getting his wind down. And that's exactly what we needed to see. And I knew he was going to get it right. I'm like, man, he just needs the time. Give him that time to develop. Oh, he's a bust. Oh, my God, who are we going to get? I'm like, yo, calm down. Chill out. So King Simmons going to be the left guard. Creed Humphrey, we already know, best center in the league. No question about it. That's nothing needs to be said about him. Trey Smith, look, our guy, Trey Smith, incredible story. We have rewarded him for his play, for his youth, for his tenacity, for his nastiness, him being one of the best guards in the league, and we paid him as such, as being the highest paid. Trey Smith is, no question, a lock right there. Talk to him. I mean, the guy is everything that you ask for in a player. He's a player's player. He's a coach's player. He reminds me, he has a lot of intangibles like Will Shields. Okay. He's a man of not a whole lot of words, but when he speaks eloquently. He speaks volumes, and you know what he says, you're going to take it to the bank. And he's not satisfied with the things he does. He said, man, I'm out here just getting better. OG, I said, hey, I see you. You keep doing that. You keep doing it. So Trey Smith is there. Juwan Taylor, okay? Everybody, with Juwan Taylor, what it's going to look like? And look, Juwan Taylor, once he fixed his little ailments he had last year, okay, the lining up off sides or, in the backfield, jumping up, he's going to be fine. Juwan Taylor, listen, he's been kind of quiet as well. Not really talking, saying too much, but Juwan Taylor, starting right tackle, you could bank on him getting the job done. I have no question whatsoever about him at all. Now, I'm going to go back to the guy that's been, kind of behind him that can do it all, who can play tackle, guard. He's a guy that we paid to be our starting left tackle before we got Josh Simmons here. That's Jalen Moore. Jalen Moore, you are in a great spot because when he comes in, he can play any position. He can do it all. And we'd love to have a guy like that. So is it still battles out here? Is Juwan Taylor going to make it? Is he healthy enough? We don't quite know. That's time will tell. But Jalen Moore, he comes in, he's a starter. That's what he is. He's a starter. This is a great problem to have. We didn't have this type of depth of guys that could play like this, okay? We got that now. We got guys to protect Patrick. We were talking about, what we're going to do against Eagles defensive line and, oh, my gosh. And okay, we got the answer. The answer, we pulled it up this offseason, and I'm glad we did. So with that, Wanya Morris is the other guy that comes in the room. Wanya Morris does a great job at tackle guard. He could do it all as well. Wanya is another guy that had to get healthy. He's got good technique. He's growing. I like Wanya Morris there. Had a great conversation with him. Jovial guy. Wanya Morris, without a doubt, is there. Now, our guy, Mike Caliendo, is another guy. Left guard. He went to center. That told me a lot there. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, all right. They put him at center. Get some snaps. Just in case Creed Humphrey gets hurt. So what does that mean? Is that Norzad is out? Or C.J. Hansen is gone? Who's not going to make the 53-man? I know Caliendo fulfills a lot of those questions that we had about if Creed Humphrey gets hurt. So Mike Caliendo came and played a hell of a job last year in those games that he played. But he's a guy that we know is solid, works hard. He's great. With that being said, I think the ninth guy, and I think we take 9 because we got the swing tackles and stuff that we needed in Jalen Moore and Wanya Morris. We got that. I think it's going to be your Persian brother, Marcus, and Hunter Nozad. Okay? I think he gets them out of here. All right? I like Hunter Nozad. Playing center is one of those guys, it's not really sexy and everybody don't really know who you are. But I think he's a guy that you can absolutely say, hey, look, we could depend on him. Show him flashes of doing some really good things. It's all about the communication at center. And can Hunter Nozad go play guard? I'm sure he's probably played a little bit. They probably rotated from that. But I do believe that's going to be our 9 guys on the line of scrimmage. I don't think we take 10. I just don't think we do it. With the guys that we have, like I said, with a Jalen Moore and Wanya Morris and Mike Caliendo, we got it covered. So, all right, what do you think, Marcus? What do you think?
So, love the list. I think the only one I would change, and this is going to be interesting to what you have to say, and I've seen a lot of people saying the same thing, is the rookie from Washington State, I believe, Essa Poole, over Wanya Morris. That was the one. That was the one I would say. Everything else, I love Norzad because he can play center, he can play guard, he can do a lot of things, and he honestly played really well. I know people look at the 2s and 3s, the line play during the preseason. People wanted to crap on all of it, but there were positives within that. And I thought Norzad was one of them, and I thought Essa Poole was also another one. I think I saw a stat here, and again, it was his 3rd quarter and 4th quarter of preseason games, but he was amongst rookies who played the most pass protection snaps without allowing a pressure this preseason. He had the 2nd most with 46 pass protection snaps without allowing a pressure this preseason. One thing that stood out to me, I know, Wanya's proven, right? He's played in the NFL. He started for us. So I know you value that, and I do value that. But I guess if for me, I would say taking a chance on a young guy, a guy who showed played well in preseason. I think a lot of people are excited about the fact that he didn't allow pressure. But again, that second half of preseason games, a lot of these guys are going to be getting cut tomorrow. But that's one guy that I would hate to see go. But I don't know where else he would. I don't know how else he would stay on the squad. But your question. What's that?
Practice squad guy. I think he still needs some development. I like his size, but it is. Let's put it in context. He is going against the threes. He is going against guys who are trying to make it. Wanye has played. He has the experience, like we were talking about before. Derek Nani coming out here. We know he's been able to carry that load. Okay, Poe was a little bit unknown to me, especially. I'm asking you this. Do you put a guy like that against Max Crosby?
No.
Me too. No. No. And I've seen Wanye kind of give it in. I've seen him block guys of that caliber. So a young guy, you let him develop. Why you don't have to carry him on the 53-man. Okay? And he's a very talented guy. Is it Poe? Is it Pole? I think it's Pole, isn't it? I think it's Pole.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it's Pole. He's a young guy. Let him develop. Guess what? He's going to be going against our number one defense. Let him get used to going against a Menahu, Dana, and all those guys that's going to be coming off the edge. So he's still in that development stage. And if you want to bring him up, you can bring him up. You can definitely do that. And if you decide to do the 10th guy, he will be the guy that you bring up as your 10th, offensive lineman. But I think with the 9, I got to go with experience. I trust Wanye Morris. I know he was hurt last year, but Wanye Morris did a good job in preseason. I watched him too a lot. And he was going against kind of the ones and the twos and the guys that were starting. He did a pretty decent job. He did. So that's why I say that. I can't, you know me, I can't, I like you. I don't know if I love you. So give you some time to develop, and then we throw you in there. So that's the reason I say that. Wanye Morris has played in the NFL. He has played that position when he had to start. And he did a pretty daggone good job of it. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you on that. I guess my thing is like, would he, based on, I know we played in the second half of these games, but would a guy like that make it to the practice squad? I mean, if a guy played 46 pass protection snaps and didn't allow pressure, would he be able to make it to the practice squad? I mean, I guess that's where you run the risk there of letting a guy like that, have to go to the practice squad.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, it's 46 against guys who, trying to make it.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. Like I'm and he's very talented. So he can make it. I could be wrong. I'm just saying for me, and this is my evaluation, I got to go with experience more than I can with a guy that is kind of green. So that's where I go. So if you want to put him on your practice squad and somebody picks him up, then fine. Like I said, we got the backups that we need, the guys that can play those positions. And Wanye Morris gives us an opportunity to play guard if he needed to. He's played both. So he has more value there than as far as with Poe. Poe ain't going to go play no guard. He ain't doing it. So.
And I like Wanye from a standpoint of next year when there's potential that Jawan Taylor's gone, that you have an open competition at that right tackle spot because Wanye is a right tackle. I mean, that is his, when he came out of college, he was a right tackle. So that's, for me, I'm thinking more future-wise. I don't want to let him go just because of the fact that, like, next year we might have a vacancy at the right tackle spot. And I know we have Jalen Moore for one more year, but I'd like to see Wanye finally get to play the spot that he was actually a natural right tackle, and I'd like to see him compete at that next year. So yeah, that's maybe that for me. That's the reason why I wouldn't want it. But Issa Pole has been a very I guess he's the Ethan Driscoll of this year's preseason. I remember last year we had people love.
Yeah, I told you I ain't putting that Ethan Driscoll in. I love Ethan Driscoll. You love the size, like Issa Pole. Hey, I'm going with experience. So Justin Blackburn, I don't recall Wanye scoring above 50 on my PFF. I tell you what, I don't know what he scored. I don't know. My eyes showed that he did a good job. Okay. Wasn't perfect, but he got the job done. So I get guys fell in love with, Issa Poe, and he looked, hey, okay. So what film has Morris look good in, JD? Go just look at it, Cal. Okay, I'm giving you my evaluation as an O-line coach. That's what I'm doing. So when I see a guy and I see like, okay, this guy's got potential. Issa Pole's got potential. He does. I'm not taking anything from him. Chu Godric had potential. Looks pretty good.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
I don't see too much difference between him and Pole. I'm gonna be honest with you. As a matter of fact, I might even take Chu Godric over Pole. So I'm saying that, and that's where I'm at. I will go, like I said before, with a guy that does have experience. So okay, Pono. All due respect, JD, experience doesn't mean the guy's effective. He is effective. Go look at it. What you say? What is effective? A new guy with the potential, impactful talent that can make an immediate impact should get the nod. He's not going to make an immediate impact, Pono. He's not. When you say immediate impact, what do you mean? You throw him out there right now, you throwing him to the wolves. That's what you're doing. And you're going to get somebody hurt. That's what's going to happen. So, all due respect, I'm not playing a joke out there. I'm not throwing him to the wolves. I'm not throwing him to a deep end if he can't swim. Okay? He looks good in the kiddie pool. Look, he could splash in the 5-footer, Marcus. He looks great. He could bounce off the bottom, looks good in the 5-footer. He got floaties on. Love it. Looks great. He's supposed to. Throw him in the Olympic pool, in the deep end. Hey, all due respect, I'm just saying. So,
yeah,
we can agree with that. I'm just, hey, man, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying?
But I think this comment from Kyle Harrison kind of tells you all you need to know, right? Our biggest argument is about backup offensive linemen. So, I mean, like,
yeah, right.
Perspective, right? That this is it's a good problem to have. That we're talking about Essapol or Wanya Morris here.
Great problem to have. And guys, look, guys, y'all could be right. Y'all can. I'm not taking away from that. I'm just saying when I'm analyzing these guys, I'm looking at experience. Does that experience mean the guy's perfect? No. Is the guy effective? Sure. Wanya's been effective being here. He has. You know, when he had to start, sometimes it wasn't always, perfect. But shoot. Hey, but he was effective when we needed him to. So.
All right. So yeah, but overall, that's the only question is that spot there. They might even keep 10 tag. I mean, 10 offensive linemen. Who knows? But yeah. So
yeah. So like I said, we got 9 guys at the offensive line. Carry 10 maybe, but right now I'm looking at 9. So that right there, Marcus. That's 26. Okay, yeah. Offense, 26 guys on the offensive side of the ball.
Solid list.
Okay.
All right,
defense. I know we kind of running the minute, hour, 17 minutes. I didn't mean to be this long. Okay. So I'll go defensive linemen. I'm just going to cover defensive line. I'm just going to say that. Okay. And we call defensive end, defensive tackles. Look, Benahu. Okay. IR not going to play. We understand that. So let me start with our guy, Charles Benahu. Okay. His brother is coming out. He is ready to go. I think this year is going to be his year. Okay. He's trying to prove something. He's trying to prove that he's back. He's trying to prove that he is a top caliber defensive end. And so he's going to show everything that he's got. Everything that he has in his bag, he's going to bring it out. So yeah, I know it. See, yeah, I know it. See, I ain't season yet. It's not the season yet. So, Richie, the one's going to get the call is Marcus. That's who's going but Charles Omenihu, man, I think is coming back, man, with he's going to be a terror this year. I told Charles when I talked to him, I said, man, what you looking at? He's talking about maybe getting 10. I said, okay, it's a great number. That's what he's pushing for, 10 sacks this year. Can he get it done? If he's healthy, absolutely. Absolutely. And I said, shoot, hey, go get it, my brother. It's all yours. He said, yeah. He said, you been watching me? I said, absolutely. I've been watching you. I know the work you've been putting in. So when I talked to you last year, you couldn't wait to get back on the field. Okay. And now obviously you were still battling, the knee and all of those different things. Well, now he's got his explosion back. Now he'll be able to rest the way he needs to, get ready. The rotation in himself is going to be him and Dana. Mike Dana is going to be another guy that we know is going to be there, the defensive end. I'll go to the other guys. Ashton Gelati. Ashton Gelati is going to be another dude. Not passing Mike Dana. Mike Dana he's the guy that you need. Against the run, against the pass, Mike Dana is going to make some absolutely great plays. You're going to see it like he always has. Ever since he's been here, he's been making plays. Well, who's that? Who's 51? Mike Dana. It's a guy that everybody appreciates. And I told him, I said, man, I just want to commend you and congratulate you to the guy that you are. Hey, everybody here loves you. They understand who you are, the value that the team, they know who they got. He said, man, I appreciate that, man. And I could tell, man, he really appreciated it. I said, no, seriously, man, you the real deal. And I appreciate you so much for coming out there and just, hard hat and lunch pail is another guy. He just brings a hard hat to work and they love him for it. Mike Pennell. Mike Pennell, we know, big guy, came on our shows with the no sleeves on. Okay. And Mike Pennell, he's a character. You just got to have him on the defense. You got to. But Mike Pennell provides some of that run stopping ability. He does. And he's a great compliment to Chris Jones. Okay. Best defensive tackle in the league. The best defensive tackle in the league. I'm actually having a debate with one of my former players that we talk about. Who would I take? Chris Jones or Max Crosby? Chris Jones or Max Crosby? I said, I'm taking Chris Jones all day. So, of course, we send videos of both of them and, talking. I said, hey, look, I get it. Max Crosby is an incredible player. He's going for a defensive player of the year. I said, Chris has been going at it since he's been in here. He's been going at it. I said, but he's the only guy I know that gets double teamed practically every play or every other play. Not only that, he gets held. Blatant holding. And he's so good, they don't even call it. They don't even call it. And I'm just like, take it into context. Because Max Crosby's one-on-one out there against, some slappy that he's killing. Okay? And he's going to, little shove here and all of that. He does it to Pat and all of those things. I love Max Crosby. Hell of a player. But Chris Jones changes the entire defense. We know that. I keep going back to when nobody wanted to pay him and all he's sitting up there in the stands with his agents and, why is Chris Jones asking that much money? I tell you why. Because without him, our guys, the linebackers can't do what they want to do. Our secondary is not going to be able to do what they want to do. And all of that falls onto Chris Jones. And same thing. Kalaf's not going to be what he wants to do because Chris Jones is that guy. He's a complimentary. All those are complimentary pieces to Chris Jones. Okay? We talked about it. Tage was sitting there saying, like, he is the Patrick Mahomes on defense. No question. No question. So, Chris Jones, Ashton Gelati was talking about him. Wolverine. That's a great form. He got the sideburns and the hair looking crazy. He's an animal. He's an animal. And you ever watch, the Muppets, and he's just a wild man. It's just Ashton Gelati. Get him mad. I want somebody to get him mad every game, okay? Because you'll see a different side of the guy. Soft-spoken, as nice as you want to be. We've seen him out there signing autographs. But you get him pissed off, you don't want to see that part. I do. Because then he's a whole different animal. Whole different animal. So Ashton Gelati. Norman Lott. Norman Lott is a guy, trying to get him back well, and you know what they have about him. We drafted him for a reason, trying to get him fit into that position to take it over. Like, look, you need to be that guy at the defensive tackle to stop the run and the pass. You got to do it all. And he's had flashes. He's done a lot of different things. It's going to take him a little time. But I think the time that it's going to take him to get to where he needs to get to is going to be shortened more than it is going to be long, like next year, stuff like that. I think you start figuring it out. Watching Chris, playing against some guys, he'll get there. He'll get there. Derek Nottie, we talked about the very first of the show coming back. Hey, Derek Nottie, we know him really well. He'll come and fit in to take that 2-on, to pull that guy off from going up to linebackers. Derek Nottie's going to fill that role. Now, we talked about also, too, well, we know for sure that Kalafdis, he's our guy, just got a big deal signed. Kalafdis, we're looking for 10 this year. We're looking for it. And I said, initially, I want him to beat guys off the snap, off the ball, off the line of scrimmage, not fighting and, getting – there's nothing wrong with hustle plays, but I want to see him initially get those. I think he's got like 5 or 6 of those in him. I know he does. I don't want to see it this year. So Chris told him, man, get 15 sacks, get 12. Chris challenged him, and he needed to hear that. Because sometimes the money get there, you want to ride like, okay, I'm hey, Chris, put the work in. Got to keep putting the work in. Earn your money. Earn it. So we're going to see that this year. I think Kalafdis, man, he's happy. Making that type of money, you're going to be happy. It's like a smiling ear to ear. Every time I see it, it's like a smiling. I love it. I love it. Jerry Tillery. He could play inside. I think we might actually use Jerry Tillery sometime on the outside. I think we could use him as a defensive end. I hope they unlock that with him. He's a long body, very powerful, very thin. I don't know if he's got the speed to do it, but he's capable to be a rush out there. I don't know if they've explored that or not, but I would be like, hey, man, I want to see you out here in this 9 technique or this 8 or this 7. I'm going to see you rush the passer. I'm going to see what you're going to do against the tight end. Because sometimes those big defensive tackles, you move him out like Chris does sometimes, that's a problem. For a tight end and a tackle, especially in the run game. Put him out there. They moved Gelati down to defensive tackle. That package was devastated. So I think you just move the defensive tackle around, but we got a good rotation of guys. Let me see. Who have I missed? But let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 9. That's 9 guys. So I think that's 9. Amenahu, Lott, Pennell, Jones, Kalafdis, Dana, Gelati, Tillery, and Nadi. Okay, Marcus, what do you think, brother?
Love the list. I was rooting for a guy, Fabian Lovett. We had Pennell on the show this offseason. We had Lovett on the show. I was hoping both those guys would make the team. But I think them bringing back Nadi kind of signals that, they wanted to go that route instead of what we had on the roster. But I hope Lovett, gets back to the practice squad and we can continue to develop him because I love what I heard what he said on the show, and I love what Pennell said about him. But yeah, the one thing that stands out to me, I agree with your list wholeheartedly. One thing that stands out to me about this list, man, it's like so versatile. All these guys can play inside, outside. The only ones who are, obviously we know Nadi and Pennell are your only like main, and Tillery's a guy who can play inside, outside. Norman Lott, Nadi, and Pennell, those are 3 guys, man. Those are D tackles. And everybody else, they can play inside, they can play D tackle, or they can play outside. All these guys are so versatile, and I think that's the one thing that stands out about this list is the versatility of our entire defensive line room outside the guys I just listed with Nadi and Pennell. But yeah, I love it, JD. I love it.
Okay. So here's my question. All right. It's going to be the linebacker group. Okay. This is kind of a switch for me as far as like who you bring in, who you leave out. And it's really going to be between linebackers and DB groups, okay? I'm just going to say that because it's going to be predicated off who's going to play special teams more. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you my 5 linebackers for sure I think we're going to have and we're going to carry, all right? Number 1, guy in the middle, Spags is his brain, our guy, Nick Bolton. Love Nick Bolton. Can't say more about him. I said, man, he's a stellar guy. He's an elite linebacker. There's no doubt about it. We paid him like an elite linebacker. He brings a lot to the table. The thing is, we know those guys up front to let Nick roll and run and do what they need to do. He's another presence. If we don't have him on the field, looks different. It absolutely looks different. And so we got to have a Nick Bolton out there on the field, telling everybody where they need to go, where they need to be, how do you fit, what gap you hit, what stunt we running. Nick Bolton is Spags in cleats with shoulder pads on and the helmet. That's Spags out there. So we need Nick Bolton right there in the middle. Drew Tranquil. Drew is sitting over here. We know Drew has been a little hurt. He's been a little nicked up, but I think we gave him some time. Drew don't really need a whole lot of preseason. You know, him running around. Drew's done played a lot in this league. He knows what he needs to do to get himself in shape. So Drew, of course, is going to be a staple here. We got to see a lot from Drew this year, okay? So with that being said, Leo Chanel is a guy that needs reps. He needs to play a lot. Love Leo. Leo's a guy that could come off the edge, rush. He can kind of do it all. And he's a banger. Now, can he keep up with running backs out the backfield and all those different things? That's not his forte. Not taking anything away from him. He's an athlete. He's strong. He can do it all. But if you need him to make a play, we've seen him, block a field goal. Leo makes plays. That's what he does. With the limited snaps he had last year, Leo was one of the better linebackers in the league. That's who he was. So he needs to see them field more. And I think they're going to do that because they deserve to be out there. So those three guys for sure. Joey Bassa, 31. Okay. The superhero, the figurine, it looks like a G.I. Joe action figure. That's what he looks like. He's out there, man. He's roaming around. He's figuring it out. I think he's getting that college stuff out of him to understand this is the NFL. You got to play a different level. This is what has to happen. He can't stay out there and get caught. He's just not that fat, not that big. But if you let him run lanes and be athletic, he does it all. He's the Willie Gay that we, when Willie left, we got to enjoy Bassa. And he knows where to be. Bassa is that guy I think is going to do great. You're going to see him out there a lot, especially in third down coverage linebacker. He's going to be key for us. He can spell Bolton for some of those things if he need him to. He can be that guy. And I think we can put a lot on his shoulders. He's going to be the green dot, okay? He's getting there. That's what we need for him to be. As long as he's watching Nick Bolton and all those guys, he's going to be fine. So I do believe it's him. Now, okay, this is my dark horse. I've been talking about this guy. And I love what he's been able to do. And I've been telling people since day one who this dude is. And I'm sitting there saying he's just been making plays. When I watch him, he knows where to be. He don't have to be the best or the greatest, but he's there. He knows where to be. He knows how to make plays. What I love about this guy, I think he's starting to get the nod over everybody else. And I love the linebackers we've had here. But I think Cooper McDonald is a linebacker that deserves to have a roster spot. I really do. He's special teams wise. When he need to make a play, he's out there in the flat. He's out there. He's watching, Bolton do things. He's understanding what it means to be an NFL linebacker, and he's been impressive to me. And so, me playing on one side of the ball as tight end, and I'm watching how, linebackers flow. And once we get our guest on to talk about it, we're gonna bring that up a little bit about what it is you got to do and how is it supposed to look and whatnot. And he's kind of a guy that was underrated, but I'm not even going to compare it because there ain't no comparison to that's, my brother, because he does one tremendous job. But Cooper McDonald, I think, has figured it out. I think he's earned a spot here. I really do. So I like that a lot. Do you carry a Jack Cochran? Okay. That's the question. I think we do 5 linebackers. We could do 6. But that means you ought to do 9 DBs, okay? So what do you think, Marcus? And I'll go to that position to talk about those guys. What are you doing?
I knew you were going to, when you were talking about your 5, I was like, who's this going to be his 5? And then I was like, oh, he's a huge Cooper McDonald fan. You've been raving about him all preseason. And honestly, if you watch these games, he's all over the field the entire time. And we always talk about guys just being around the football, especially defensive guys, linebacker types. He was all over him. He has a knack for the game, and yeah, for me, I'm not gonna knock. I think Cochran's been serviceable over the last few years, and I think Cooper McDonald's just I think that's a guy I would take a chance on because and over the years we take a chance. We had the Swayze Bozeman types, Cochran, Cam Jones. We've always kind of taken a swing at the new crop of guy. That's our backup linebackers. We usually kind of like go in the direction that we talked about, like going for experienced guys or going for like taking a shot, right? And it seems like with that linebacker spot, it seems like we always usually go for taking a shot, like kind of a new blood kind of guy. So I feel like Cooper McDonald is what Jack Cochran was like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a spot that we do take chances on, and I feel like and also with Cooper McDonald, I think it's great because all throughout the offseason we did UDFAs, right? Everyone was talking about Brandon George this, Brandon George that. Oh, he's like Leo Chenal, and then that guy Cooper McDonald. He kind of overtook that whole Brandon George hype, and I 100% agree with you on these 5.
Outshined him, I do, and I think same thing. Jack Cochran, if you bring it in 06 on linebackers, then that means you bring one less on defensive backs, right? I think that's what you do. So let me move into that, but I agree with you 1,000% on that. And he just kept showing up, Marcus. It just kept showing up. So let me go to our defensive backs. Defensive back group. Trent McDuffie. What else we need to say about 22? One of the best corners in the league. We need to get this guy here for a long term. Okay, we need to find some money. If you need to go get a couple coins at your couch, that's what Veach and Clark and those guys need to do. Go find it. Go find the bread. Can't let 22 go nowhere. Absolutely not. He's like the Chris Jones a couple years. Oh, pay this man. Pay him. Whatever it takes to get the money, pay him. Pay him. He's a lockdown corner. Okay? He's a lockdown corner. And you only have a certain amount of guys. You start naming top corners in the league, he's top 5. Pay the man. We got it. We'll find it. So we got it. We like it. Yeah. So Trent McDuffie, easy. Jalen Watson looks good. Looks like he's overcome the injury that he had. I like Jalen Watson a lot. I do. I mean, I'm not going to say too much about him. Just a solid guy. He comes in, does a great job. Silky smooth. He's another guy, don't complain, but he loves playing ball. He knows the technique. He knows how to get right there in guys' hips. He's just a great ball player. A great ball player. So Jalen Watson is absolutely a star and a starter on our team. Now, Christian Fulton is that guy. Okay? Christian Fulton, getting him back to speed. He's got to play against the Chargers. I know he's like, man, I gotta get back to play my team. I got to. So he's gonna get a lot of looks, and I know he's gonna be talking a lot of smack. To cover these dudes. So I love it because we got that ace in the hole because he knows he's covering these jokers in practice. And McConkley, I cover that joker all game. He don't know how to tie his shoe right. Whatever it is, he'll say. But that's what you do. That's what you do. So he's gonna be hyped to play his game. Christian Fulton looked good. He was winded last game, but that's what you got. You got to, hey, man, we got to throw you out here. He hold people to death because he trying to hold on for dear life. He was tired. That joker was tired. But we got to get to work here. He didn't mind it at all. Every time he fell down, he got back up. I know he was gassed, but he has earned the stripes, paid you some money to get here. Great acquisition for us. Noah Williams, young guy. Noah Williams. Makes some really good plays. Very headsy player, very intelligent, knows where he is on the field, where everybody else is as well. One-on-ones, he knows he doesn't have the necessary quickness, but he plays right here in his mind. He's a cerebral type of player, okay? So what he lacks maybe in speed or quickness, he plays fast up here. Anticipation, positioning, knowing what the route combination is. Noah Williams is going to be a star. He's a hell of an acquisition by Veach and them. I'm glad they went and got him. I had a good conversation with him, man. And I could just see him when I was talking to him. He's like, man, things are starting to slow down. And I could see he's kind of a shy guy, didn't really, didn't talk a whole lot, but we had a good conversation. I was like, man, I said, when you figure it out, I said, you in the right room with the best players, best coaches. No doubt about it. I said, you just take it on in, man, and take it slow. One day and one step at a time. He said, yeah, I appreciate that. I said, that's it, man. Just grow into it. You're going to be fine. And so for him, a role for Noah Williams, if you don't have to be the guy now, he don't mind waiting because he knows when he comes in, he's like, support group, I come and make plays. I love that about Noah Williams. Noah Williams gives us the ability to use other guys, maybe in certain positions. That's what I love about Noah Williams. Special teams wise too. He came down and hit that dude. What? I was like, that's what I want to see. Every time I see a DB hit a guy, that's why I love seeing that. Okay, so he's got that about him. Let me go to Brian Cook. Brian Cook, great safety. Talk to him. Man, he's just going to get better. Now he's the voice of the secondary. He's taking on that role what Justin Reed was last year. He has taken it on. And I'm glad we got a Brian Cook back there because he's just gotten better. He's got more mature. He understands what his role is, and he's embraced every bit of it. He's just going to get better and better. You're going to see him just keep making plays this year. Okay, so he's an exciting cat I want to watch. Jaden Hicks. Woo! Jaden Hicks, exciting guy to watch. I tell you what, this joker will knock your socks off. Knock your socks off. And I'm telling you, you're going to catch a couple of receivers coming over there, and it's going to be a garage sale out there on GHA Field. If you don't know what a garage sale is, when a sucker hits you, you're going to see cleats, you're going to see a helmet, you're going to see a couple of mouthpieces, a couple of socks, a couple of towels out there that left out there. We're going to sell it on the sideline. That's what Jaden Hicks going to do. He's going to have a couple of, he's going to be like going through his little bag. He's like, I got a couple of, let me see, knee pads from this guy, a couple of ear pads from this dude. That's all the guys he's going to be knocking out. He is a heat-seeking missile. We know that. Jaden Hicks, he just got to find a time where he doesn't play as aggressive, just playing headsy. And once he knows where he is, he's going to be, he's a great, safety right now. But once he gets to that place where it all comes and clicks and he got to slow himself down, he's going to be all right. He's going to be all right. Chamari Connors talked about his maturity, spoke to Spags about him. He loves what Chamari Connors gives. Talking about Dave Merrick, talking about him too. They love his athletic ability. He can play anywhere. And I said, Marcus, I don't know if you remember this, but I said, man, I don't want to see a safety cover another slot guy this year. That's what I said. And I meant it. But I may make one exception. I may make one. It might be Chamari Connors. Because he learned a lot from last year of what he got wrong. So now what you do is you build on it. You build off of whatever little success you had, what you got wrong. Now the maturity comes in. Now you start understanding combinations, what they do, what they run, route running. I think Chamari has got to that place. So he might have me eat those words. I don't mind doing it. Matter of fact, prove me wrong. I hope he succeeds. I want him to. Mike Edwards. I mean, as solid of a guy you can get. Why go anywhere else? If one of these guys go down and you're looking for a young dude and Mike Edwards come in, he's going to be a solid. He just finds the ball. Older dude knows where to put guys and, hey, man, this is where you go, this and that. Mike Edwards, right? Love Mike. No question about it. Now, so who's going to be your 9th and 10th guy? I gave 8. I like Joshua Williams. I like him. I think he's starting to embrace his role on special teams to understand that he has to bring part of that game up. I think in certain situations, you could bring him out there corner. He's lanky, he's long. In the preseason, he was in some great positions to stop some guys. Some guys just made plays. That just happens, right? Sometimes you get beat. But I love Fayetteville. Fayetteville, man. I talked to him. Fayetteville, man. Oh, I see it. How do you I said, yeah. Come on. Keep showing it. Keep showing it. So, hey, man, I like Joshua Williams. He's my type of guy. He's one of those guys that I can't give up on him. Like, man, look, I know you're going to have one of them games, man. It's just, you're just going to show out while we got you here. So I still got a lot of faith in him, man. JD, please tell my fellow Fayetteville State alums, Joshua Williams makes the squad. Absolutely. I believe that, Jazzy Jeff. I really do. We love Joshua Williams. Could have been your potential. Somebody's like, oh, we're going to put him on a. No, we can't do that. Oh, shoot. When they start looking at, DBs, you could get a couple of injuries and you a little thin. You a little thin. As heavy as looking there, you a little thin. So I think Joshua Williams is that night guy. I think he makes the team. He's going to get a lot of play. A 10th. Najee Johnson. Najee is, I think, our 10th guy. How are we going to deal with it? What is it going to look like? I know we love Najee. I know that the coaches love Najee. Najee is just, he's another guy that you got to root for him. You got to root for him. But I do believe that Najee does make it. What is that going to look like? Okay, because of like the playing and stuff like that, we'll just have to see. A guy's name that keeps coming up, Christian Roland Wallace. That's where it's going to be tough. This room is a tough room. I can't wait to see what it's going to be tomorrow night. I don't want to see any guy like, oh my goodness, but I could be wrong. This is me and the way I'm speaking. Najee, because of what he was able to give, I think he gets the nod over Christian Roland Wallace. I don't know if Christian Roland Wallace showed enough for me, but I could be wrong. Okay. Maybe I just didn't have my eyes on him enough to see what it is that he was doing. But I think it's going to be the 10. What do you think, Marcus?
I love your list. I think for me, I think I would go with Najee, not just because Nazee's a frequent guest in the show and he's friend of the show, friend of the program, but like I think when you look at the DB, or you look at the defensive line room, right? We talk about how outside of the 3 defensive tackles, they love versatility. Yes. Not the plan for Najee going into this year was, cornerback, but he could play all spots in the at cornerback. He can play in the safety room as well. So they value versatility, and Najee provides that. Now CRW Absolutely. Came on strong last year. CRW's been solid. I don't know. And again, there was the other guy that we had in the DB room. A lot of people think he's going to make the team. Knowles, I believe is his last name. Number 38, the guy with Snead's number.
Yeah. Well,
that's another guy that a lot of people are talking about too, as far as that last spot. So right now it's between Knowles, CRW, and Najee, and that's what I've heard a lot. I tend to agree with you. I think Najee gets that last spot just because of versatility.
Yeah, I think Knowles is a practice squad guy. I watched him. Wasn't blown away by what he did out there on the field. Wasn't blown away at all. So, and I get sometimes when people look at, it's almost like this conversation we had about Wanya Morris. If he's not what you want him to be, you get the brand new guy in here and see what he's going to do. Okay. Yeah, Mike Brennan, JD going over experience over potential. Absolutely. Most of them. I think you got to go with guys that've been there before. And if I'm watching guys struggle, third team guys, not really making plays and showing up, because I said it's all individual. When I'm looking at individual things, that's good that it shows up. But we got to put it in context. So Nazee's done win against the best here in the NFL. So he can do it. And he's just a year, more mature. So he has the maturity. Why not? I just didn't see Knowles, for me, when I watched him, Because I was like, man, who's 38? He's kind of getting, this is me. I was like, oh. But I'm going to go with what I know. And I'm going to go with experience. So, but I could be wrong. This is me, in my opinion. If me have my druther and this is my team, this is what I'm doing. And this is the reason behind it on why I would do it. So, yeah, that's what it is. And then position group, Marcus, I'm going to go with the special teamers. Okay. James Winchester for sure. Harrison Buckner, obviously. And we're going to go with Chiplike. There's a partner, Chiplike. I'm just messing with Marcus. No, and we know Matt Ariza. That's special teams wise. And Nico's going to be the returner. So that's what those guys are, Marcus. Okay. And all those guys do a great job. James Winchester, I got to have on the show. We had great conversation 2 days in a row. He said he'd come out here. I said, man, I'll get you when the season starts, bring you out here, man. So, absolutely.
So there is JD's 53-man roster, everybody.
Oh, wow.
There it is.
You're good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, so, if you guys do you want to take calls, JD, or are we running late here? I just don't want to hold you
calls. We'll throw a couple calls on there. So we'll have about a 10-minute, 15-minute conversation. I guess I can do it. So
okay.
I ain't got no phone call from wifey yet. Yelling down here, so I think we all right.
So you guys are very some of you guys are animated on some of JD's selections here. Again, this is a prediction. This is not the end all be all thing. We're going to find out what the team actually thinks of some of these players tomorrow. Come in the chat and tell us your thoughts about JD's 53-man prediction. But again, I'm with you. I think the only thing I didn't agree with you on was the but Morse or Sapole, but that was really I wasn't really. That wasn't something I'm gonna get mad about, right? There's everything else. I think 52, 53, you and I agreed on. So yeah, I love the Cooper McDonald. I thought that was one. And again, a lot of people they want they want the new guy, right? The unproven dude. Well, Cooper McDonald definitely gets that for the people who want the unproven guys to take a chance here and there. I think I did see a comment, take a risk to take a risk, and I thought that was an interesting comment there, JD. I was curious what you thought about that.
What's that name? What was it?
The Justin Blackwell, got to take a gamble here and there. What do you make about that comment when people say you got to take a gamble on guys? Because I think the comment was we've seen already from Nazi, we've seen Wanya Morris, which I don't agree with the Nazi thing. We really haven't seen a lot of Nazi. The guy was drafted as a safety, was a practice squad guy, special teams that year. The next year they moved him to cornerback, tears his ACL that year. We never see him play that entire year, and he was tearing it up in camp. Last year, he comes back from the ACL injury. We all know it takes a while to come back from that injury in a new position. So that was essentially his rookie season playing cornerback. This is the second year playing cornerback for him, and he kind of played little versatile spots here. So, I don't believe we've seen a lot from Nazi. I don't agree with that at all.
Well, I don't think we're not done with him. I think what he's shown is he's shown that he can do it and get it done. He's played, he's had some spots where he's been absolutely incredible, done a great job. We know he's going to work hard. He's got a great attitude. They love him in the room. So got to take a gamble here and there. Hey, man. Okay, we'll start with the gamble, put him on practice squad, then we move him on up. Okay, but not day one gamble. Those talking about those guys got to earn it. They got to earn it. So I'm not just taking a gamble just to be taking a gamble. A guy's got to show me that he earned that position over the guy that's there. So it don't work in football. We ain't throwing dice. You know what I mean? This ain't Texas Hold'em. We talking about continuity here. So I kind of disagree there. Taking a gamble, there's gambles everywhere that you take. But I think the guy that you know, and he understands what it is that is expected of him, and you see him mature, get better, that's the guy that you go with. So you don't want to hamstring yourself if guys get hurt. And so that's what put you in a precarious position. Is if you do take a gamble and all of a sudden, before you know it, that sucker starting, you're like, oh, shoot. And that sucker's looking at Jamar Chase, or he's looking at Max Crosby, or, Fred Warner, whoever it is. You're like, is this guy he's going to be the dude to do it? That's the question. So, and look, I take, trust me, I love you all's comments. And I take him? JD, I could be wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm just giving my list, my reasoning, but I see everything that y'all say too. And I kind of agree with it. And I'm not opposed to what y'all say. And I could definitely see that. So valid points, you all. Thank you so much for it. So who wants to come in and talk about it? Who was that said Cal Harrison? Come on, Cal. Where you at? Come on, man. Come on in the show. Come say hi to us. Yeah, love to see you.
I want some of you guys who who have a very opinionated stance on the whole Nazi or we got some. Okay, here we go. Our guy Tariq's coming in here. Okay.
Tariq. Okay.
What's going on, buddy? What's going on, man?
What's up? Yeah.
What's up,
so I've been hearing you guys have been talking about giving my brother a job. How much he's coming back in.
Okay.
Yeah, Will's a frequent guest of the show. We love Will.
Absolutely, man.
I think StreamYard's going to give him and Optimistic James a sponsorship, though.
Yeah. So Tariq, what do you think about my list, brother? What do you like about it? What do you like? I'm not really on it, or I kind of disagree there. What do you think? Maybe what we carry, maybe we don't. Maybe you think we carry 6 wide receivers and maybe 10 linemen or whatever. So go ahead, talk to us.
No, so far, specifically looking at the list right now, just seeing wide receivers and O-line, I feel like that's pretty much like you hit the nail on the head with that for sure. I just can't see how we can drop any of those wide receivers. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
I feel like all of them have a place here. Nico, especially locking it in for special teams for him.
Right.
I can't see us choosing anybody over him with that last spot.
Mm-hmm.
The running backs, I feel like once again, that was hitting the head on the nail right there. I can't see and from my eyes, at least looking at it, I can't see why I would choose anybody over the 4 that we have there. And I feel like all 4 of them, once again, have a spot on our roster.
Mm-hmm.
Smith being the one that I feel like he's going to develop into something where, we're forcing him to have mismatches with people. And, that, of course, is always going to work in the league where if you're going to, if we need to have another receiver out there, him having that background puts him in a position where, honestly, I can't see him not making this roster either. Looking at the QBs, I feel like that one's pretty obvious. No way around that one. I agree with the special teams too.
Okay.
But as I said, O-line, that's pretty much locked in as well. I can't see going past that. D-line, completely agree with that one. Once again, I'm just looking at it. It's hard. I don't know. See, this is why it'd be hard for me to pick a 53-man roster because it's so hard to just say this guy can't make it, that guy can't make it because
right.
They've all done so well. I don't know. And then especially going back and getting trading for Nadi again.
Yeah.
He just raises the floor of that room, with already being familiar with everything that we're going to go through defensively. So, I feel like that's pretty much a given.
Yeah.
And then linebackers. Yeah, I have to agree with the linebackers again. Linebackers, I feel like that one's pretty much set. And I do agree there's way too much talent there's too much talent in this pool. And it will be hard to get rid of some of these people.
Yeah.
Let me see. Defensive back wise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, speak your piece, brother. I know you got something there. I can tell. I can see your mind working now. So what do you think?
So this one, I feel like it's kind of hard because I look at what the Chiefs are doing, and I know a lot of people, they're probably going to say, they don't want Najee around, but later on in this this little off-season period, he's kind of been taking that step up, and I think part of that's just being another year removed from that ACL injury. So I just think it's, even if you don't like him, he's kind of showing why it makes sense for him to be there. And I will admit, I do remember a lot of plays where, something went wrong last year. And then the first thing I was saying to my dad, I bet you it was Najee. And then, it happened to be him. So it's kind of like one of these things where maybe people don't want to see it because of what they saw last year. Yeah. And I'm not sure how far of a step up that's going to make from this year from last year, being able to, be another year removed from that injury. But I mean, he knows the defense, and apparently Spags trusts him. So I'm going to be honest, as much as people might not like it, I trust Spags. I mean, you don't win as much as he has without being competent in some sort of way.
I tell you what, obviously when Trent didn't play in preseason, Najee was a guy they had out in corner. They had him starting to see what he was going to be able to do. And he made some very good plays. I mean, he was shadowing the wide receiver, put his hand up there at the right time, when the guys was going up trying to high point it. Najee went up right there with him. And so because of the experience that he has, if we do get caught in a pickle, he's a great card to have in your hand when you need to. And so he's a guy that can do it. So it's like, hey, man, shoot, throw Najee out there. Go absolutely throw him out there. That's why I say you can't gamble on a guy that you don't really – I can't use a guy that hadn't really played, because now he's going against Jamar Chase. He's going against, like I said, McConkey and those guys. I can't gamble that. You can't go against A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. I can't gamble with that. Too much at stake here. Ravens, who are we talking about? So Najee have seen those caliber of receivers that the stage is not too big for him. It's not, because he's already seen them before. He's went against them. And so if anything, he's learned somewhat of their tendencies or what they can and cannot do. And I think what I saw in the preseason was a little bit more patience with his legs. Now, obviously, I want a little bit more from the punch, the physical part, putting his hands on a guy at the line of scrimmage, or when they run in the route, you got to get it right there before the 5. But I've seen a little bit more of that, like the quietness of his feet, where you don't really see that as a safety. You don't have to, right? Because you're covering more area. And so you can kind of roam a little bit. But at corner, you got to have quiet feet. And I've seen a lot more of that in the preseason. So I'm going to go with experience. I have to. So
we'll find out in less than 24 hours what the defensive man looks like. Tariq, appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. So, all right, man.
Take it easy, buddy.
So I did a good job there. I was good. I was okay. It was all right.
Yeah, from what I can, or at least from my opinion. I mean,
okay.
I'm also, I'm just a fan, so I can't say for sure. But for me, it looks good.
All right, cool, man. I'm gonna send you that $100 Cash App. I got you. So appreciate it.
Alrighty. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
All right.
So we got one more guest coming on here. It's our guy Del Monte Green Beans as our final guest for the episode. Okay, here we go. Del Monte. I hope his audio is working. Last time he had the Romeo Cornell thing, he fumbled that. He fumbled that whole Romeo Cornell guest spot. What's up, Del Monte?
What's up, man? Dang, I look crazy. Hold on, can't get no light. Man.
Everybody, Green Beans, what's happening, brother? What's going on with
What's
you?
up, yo?
Man, shoot. Hey, man, trying to put this thing together, man. What do I look like? What do you think? My list. You know,
Oh man, it looks cool. But y'all was saying, who's out? Nazi out?
So Najee will be the 10th.
Oh man.
That's tough right there, man, as far as how many DBs you carry.
Okay.
Either use him on teams or your linebackers. So you take a choice.
Okay, so Nazi did get hurt like a year or so ago, right?
Yes.
So then when he was playing last season, you could tell like he was like a step or so getting beat. So
yeah.
Now if he all the way he got his wiggle back, he gonna be like the whole last year, he like, yeah, I know what to do now here and there, and that's it. And it might slow down for him so he can be in more control on what he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what y'all was saying. So then he can be a little bit when it comes to speed, right? As long as you shoulder to shoulder with him, that really don't really matter as long as you keeping up with them. But if they get ahead of you, then that's harder to catch up to. So
yeah,
I don't care if it's Tyreek or whatever. As long as you right with them, you got your hand on their hip, then you can stay with them. Then you can do something.
You got a chance. And Nazi a fast guy. He's a fast dude.
And he long. I like how John. What's our boy? Bald cat. What's his name? Johnson.
Who's that?
Johnson. Is it Johnson? Long 6'3".
Joshua Williams.
Williams. Yeah. I like him for his length.
Yeah.
Like I would move them all around, man. Have them doing different things, like a chessboard, man. I have them doing different things. I have him probably at safety, free safety, sometime, depending on what we're doing. You can do something with all of them. They all different. They all can do. They all got their own strength. Same thing with on offense. Everybody on that wide receiver room have a slight purpose. They might not be fast as each other, but they got a set of routes that they can do, and they. Oh man, Coach Reed, the mad scientist, boy, I can already see it.
Absolutely.
Boy, come on, bro.
Thanks, Mike. Mike Brendan said he only disagreed with me on 3 of those.
I don't really disagree with much, but I'm like, who gonna be at fullback? Who gonna take that fullback spot? Because if we do need those power run, who gonna fill in right there? Is it gonna be a tight end? Or is it gonna be another running back?
I think the tight end. I think you got to do a tight end.
We didn't get to see how Wiley, so he been gone, so we didn't get to see how he do. But we seen how he was when he got out of college. He was all right, but he didn't get to really get to show. He didn't get to get his wiggle off. He didn't get to show nothing. So got to give him a little grace for a little while.
Well, he caught a couple balls this past game from Garner Minshew and whatnot. That 3rd and 1, that Boston Field took over. Tight end, man. He kind of got blown up.
I probably didn't get to see that one. Dang. Yeah, he was. I seen his college film and he was pretty decent, like downfield, and he got, he can protect himself downfield. He's not just gonna be somebody that can just knock down. He can stiff arm. He got a little wiggle. He can spin, all that. He got, he can do something.
Yeah. Now, like it's right here where you see right here, it said Leo for fullback. You put Leo in for a couple of plays of fullback. But when you got a guy like Kareem Hunt, and look, that guy's up front, man. We got models up front. We got some bullies man, on the offensive line.
I hope so, but we gotta have your man Caliendo. He gonna have to pull up to the crib. I gotta be like, dude, man, come on, bro. You gotta do something, man. You can't be letting them lift you off the ground, bro. You gotta stop doing that.
Oh yeah. Well, you wild, man.
You might have changed your number or something, bro. Come on, dog.
I appreciate it, my brother. I
Appreciate
it.
you, Monte.
Yeah, yeah, good take, man. Good take, brother.
Have a good one, buddy.
All right.
All right. Well, I see Susan's in the chat now, so that means it's time to wrap this thing up, JD. An amazing 53-man prediction. We'll see if you're right. We'll see if the chat is right. We'll see all of this tomorrow. Around 4 p.m. tomorrow is when the deadline is for the 53-man rosters around the league to be set. So we'll see if JD was correct. So we'll see how much his 53 was right. I'm willing to wager that I think JD might be spot on 53 at 53 tomorrow. That's where I'm back, and I'm back in Nostradamus. I never bet against Nostradamus.
Hey man, and you know this is like one of those seasons that you don't know. There might be some gambles, there might be some things there. I think I'm on it too. I do. You know, I think it's the question of linebacker and DBs. It's like that. That's the group I'm gonna be watching, Marcus, more than anything else. Because I do believe it's kind of like one of those. Well, who do you keep on? Who do you take off? Do we want a linebacker running down to make tackles on special teams, or do we want a DB being able to do that? And so that's going to be kind of like the challenge, you know, thing that we're looking at. And so I think there's always going to be a shock. Somebody like, wow, I didn't think, you know, this guy was going to not make it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it happens. But either way, you put it this way, either way, whoever the 53-man is, we're going to be rooting for him.
100%.
Board. Practice squad, we're going to be rooting for them. The guys that didn't make it, we're going to be rooting for them and support them. Hopefully they get somewhere, another home that they can go and do their thing at. And so I feel for the guys that, you know, the day has come where they may not make the squad. So I don't want to leave that part out because I know is for a lot of guys, it is a dream. It is a goal to achieve. And it's not easy. I want everybody to understand, making the NFL roster is not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing. They said that some of the odds you have a better chance making the lottery. And this is what the guys pretty much hit the lottery on this. And they're always going to go for, you know, the talent, all those different things that they feel is going to make it work to win a championship. So,
but before you sign us off here, JD, we have two contributions from the chat. Beach 303 to Smackaroos. We appreciate that, buddy. Really appreciate it. Let's get the ring a ding and ding going here.
Yes, sir. Beach 303. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much.
So JD, you didn't have Jack Cochran in your 53. What are the chances of you being wrong on this? I mean, they are big Jack Cochran fans. They do like Cochran.
Yeah, they do. They do. So I could be wrong there. I could. And he, like I said, he could be that guy they bring maybe as a sixth linebacker, Marcus, because I like Jack Cochran. I do. I like it. And they'll maybe do without a DB. It might put him on practice squad. So I think some guys that will definitely put on practice squad and see what it's, you know, how's it going to look, right? So I completely understand. I completely understand. All I know, these guys have given up their time and their will to try to obtain to be on an NFL roster. And so these guys, man, deserve a round of applause, you know, and all the congratulations for putting all the effort and time in, you know, to try to do that. And so we'll be thinking about those guys, you know, it's going to be hard things to swallow.
For sure.
Yeah, because a lot of rosters is going to be the last time they're going to be putting on cleats in the NFL, maybe.
Yeah.
It's like it every single year, brother. Every single year. Yeah. But
all right, we got a contribution from our guy Jeremy Gallagher, and he's also got another question here, buddy. Appreciate the contribution, buddy. Let's give him the ring a ding a ding. Well, come on, where's the ring? There you go.
Oh, appreciate it. Thanks, Jeremy. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. So
he also had a question here. Heard the Chiefs wanted to trade for Breece Hall rumor. So Jeremy, the rumor was Diana Rossini said the Chiefs are looking, calling around the league for a running back, a veteran running back. That was the room. That was the report that Diana Rossini of The Athletic reported. Since then, a lot of chief content creating accounts have gone and said, oh, well, Breece Hall might be available or Tyler Algier might be available. Those are two of the guys that people have listed. Rashad White's been another guy that people have listed. There's no reported interest of the Chiefs being interested in those guys. But Breece Hall, from what I've read about his Jets situation, apparently they want to utilize Breece Hall and Braylon Allen like the way the Detroit Lions use Gibbs and David Montgomery. And same thing with the Atlanta Falcons. They want to utilize Bijan and Tyler Algier to be a 1A, 1B kind of situation. So I haven't really heard anything about the Chiefs being interested in Breece Hall.
Hey, man, it's your best bet. I'm telling you right now, because, hey, running backs can go down. We've seen it. It's too many times. And then you be looking back there in your cubby and you're like, oh, shoot, where it's bare. You know, you're looking at somebody over there with two left feet. You like taking a gamble on. It's like, oh, who you got back there? You got two lefty over back there. Lefty. So, but
we appreciate that, Jeremy.
Yeah, definitely, my brother. Appreciate you, man. Ed Otero with the Clemson tight end clear waivers. I mean, him being hurt, I don't know. I think we keep him on the practice squad. So how would they move from not getting him? I have no clue. Me and Tom both were trying to figure it out. But I think somebody knows what Brinkenstool is. That's going to be a tough one. That'll be a tough one. So he's got a lot of talent. I really don't want him to go anywhere. I love him to be here, get healthy and whatnot. We just had to see, man. It's a good question, Ed. Good question.
Yeah, that was the one guy we were really excited about going into training camp, and then he had the hamstring injury, like one of the first few days in, and that was pretty much it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. But nonetheless, we appreciate everybody for coming into the show and watching the entirety of the 53-man prediction. We appreciate all the people who contributed into the channel, and as well as all the engagement that you guys give us on a regular basis. We love y'all. JD, we'll be back here Wednesday night.
Yes, we will.
To talk about, digest what the actual 53-man roster was, and any other storylines have come from that. So, JD, send us away, buddy.
Hey, listen, I always have fun, putting this list together. Obviously, the Chiefs are going to make their own decision about who they want. I think all those guys gave great effort, to try to make their argument on being on the 53-man roster. Some of the guys that we know that are very talented will probably make the practice squad. And we'll see how that's going to work out. But I think it's a privilege not only being in the NFL, but also on the Chiefs. We're the best team in the NFL for the past, 7, 8 years, wherever you want to go with this. It is not even close. It's not. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys coming out, listening to the list, watching me run my mouth. Thanks, Cal. I wanted to see you out here, Cal, to talk to you a little bit. But I love, the back and forth talking about this. And I'm like, man, I hope you guys are right. Hope I'm wrong. And, I hope I'm right. Whatever it is going to be, it's going to happen. But you guys and gals, thank you so much for sticking with us. We'll be back on Wednesday night talking and having a good time. And like we said, see who's going to be on the list. With that being said, also, too, I want to thank you so much for praying for my family, for Chad. Keep sending out your prayers and your energy that way, that it continues to get better and heal up. And you know how I feel about you guys. I love you immensely. Thank you so much. I always tell you guys, man, hey, love each other the way you're supposed to. Deshaun, my brother, appreciate it, man. Thank you. And y'all just take care of yourselves. We will see y'all on Wednesday, and I'll holler, and I got to go up there and tell my wife, hey, I say, it's Marcus's fault. It's Marcus. That's it. But girls, guys and gals, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. We wouldn't be doing it without y'all. And that's a fact. But with that being said, love you. Take care of each other the way y'all supposed to. Love each other the way we are responsible should be, or that's our responsibility to do it. So with that being said, Mike Brennan, Beach 303, Nana Sherry, Gary Holland, Optimistic James, Justin Blackwell, Kai Harrison, Don Peterson, Deshaun Hammonds, Sasha, Demetrio Spence. Demetrio, yeah, just coming in, man. Usually see you kind of early, man, but good seeing you always. Young Native, Tino 64, AJ P.I. Haley. Thanks. How about those Chiefs? Give it a good night, man. Thanks, AJ. Appreciate you, brother. Edo Toro, Will, Tony Black, Shiny, Shinnery, all the way from Hawaii, my guy. Hey, right there. Hey, got it. Mike Brennan, like I said, Optimistic James, Gary Holland, Melly Matrix, DeMonte Bringamies for coming on, Tariq for coming on. Thank you, brothers, as well. Andrew Chenault. Let's see, Don Peterson, Melly Matrix, like I said, Linda Hunter. What's we having? Witchy Hall. Sweetie's on here. Sweetie. See you in a minute. Jeremy Gallagher. Marcus is laughing. Let me see who else we got here as well. Yeah, we've had a change in Juan Pena Jr. Oh, okay. Had to see Juan. Plastico Ice. Who else we got here, man? A lot of folks in, man. Good conversation tonight, man. I appreciate y'all. Always a good conversation. Thank you for the contribution, you all as well. That's right here. We love y'all for it. G-Pick, appreciate you, my brother. Greg Rose is in the house. Thank you so much. Stanley Mooney was here. Who else we got? J-Dub 94. Try to call y'all out. You know how to do it, man. I always got to give y'all some love. Slamming Sammy Joe. Yes, sir. Love that name. Love that name. Sparkle Sports Car from Australia. Good day for y'all down there. Rich Cooper, my guy. Faye Smith. Thank you so much. Faye. Faye's been on it. She came on. Faye came on and said a piece. Loved it, Faye. Thank you so much. Faye might be in bed right now. I know Faye turns it in pretty early. Thanks, Faye.
Jeremy, jeez.
What?
I guess we missed. I guess he didn't realize we were going to wait till the end to address the contributions. But yeah, he said he asked questions and we ignored him. No, we didn't ignore you. We answered the questions, man. We just wait till the end to do the contribution portion.
Yeah, Jeremy. Hey, brother, listen. Hey, we got other people. There's a lot of comments that come in on the section, So, Pono, who was the Chris Jones team, JD? Oh, that's a good question. Ew. It was some guys. Shoot, some really good ones. We had to get into that. I'm trying to think who was that. I mean, man, we had Jared Allen. We had, let's see. I guess Chris Jones. Chris Jones is like one of those dudes, man. It's just we had some bad boys. Hixie was a bad boy. Ronnie Holiday, that was a good.
Tank Tyler.
I was saying Chris Jones, Glenzo was here. I mean, Chris Jones is he's a bad boy. Ray 028. Let me see. Lenny the Cool was here. So we're talking about one of the best ever, Chris Jones, playing that position. Lars Zinkser. William Fuller. I said we played him when I was up in Philly. Of course, can't forget. We see Jazzy Jeff. Okay, that was the name I was trying to get. Jazzy Jeff. Jazzy Jeff was in here. Had a good talk. Harvey Hubert. What's up, Harvey? Good to see you, man. Tamba was another guy, of course. Trying to do all three things at once. I think that's it. But hey, y'all, listen. Hey, I've been here long enough. Love you guys. Y'all take care. Marcus, man, love you. All right,
brother.
Right here to stomping on boom, boom, boom. Hey.
Uh-huh. She's coming for me.
Yeah.
Sorry, Susan. We hope you guys have a good night. We'll see you guys Wednesday night. Love y'all.
Love you guys. Y'all take care. We'll see y'all later. All right. Wednesday. All right, Marcus. Love you, brother.
Love you, buddy. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.